Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Man.
Hi, everybody.
Oh shit! You brought up the silver fuck'em dress.
No, it's the little blue fuck'em midriff.
Oh,
At least we're the same
that's-
color theme. I'm loving the theme. Like what?
Oh, that's
Oh,
the-
this way.
that's the
Okay.
fuck that nigga.
Right, but it's always a fuck'em outfit. Even if it's a midriff, a dress, or whatever, the underwear is always fuck'em, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Block with Jen. Our 5,000 subs have landed. You guys know the goal was 5,000 before 2024, and we're past 5,000. But we made that 5,000. Woo! Blood, sweat, and tears. We are here, okay, in the mud. We are the very definition of got it from. What's the saying, Aaron? Is it get it from the mud? Get it in
Got
the
it
mud?
out the mud.
Got it out the mud. Yes.
You know, I know that's in Atlanta. I got that from Atlanta. That's their thing. They love that.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we got it out the mud. Okay. So congratulations to us and to the chat and to everybody who helped. Right, we didn't do this by ourselves. Even the fucktards that helped, they helped. You know what I mean? Reacting to our videos and hating, they also helped as well. But I want to concentrate on people that helped us and loved us throughout, even when they disagreed. Right. And that's the creme de la creme of the block, that sometimes we just, we prove to people you could disagree vehemently and still be okay with that person. I think we do that well. Okay. I'm still going to fight Haran when I see him in April, but that's okay. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. What?
I don't even know what for at this point.
It doesn't matter. I'll pick something.
Yeah.
Right, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
No matter.
Thank you, Lee. Oh, what the hell? Come on, you're a man.
That's funny because me and my brother just got the phone talking about our parents and how it is riding in the car with them and just hear them fuss, but they're not mad about nothing. It is the funniest thing.
That's just how you're. Thank you so much, YouTube Press. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's contributed. Speaking of, if you want to throw something in the tip jar for the 5K, feel free to Cash App On the Block with Jen or Super Chat us. So again, congratulations to us. Okay, I'm gonna be sipping all night on the ginger ale, but it's still sparkly. It doesn't matter. So
I just got the cran ginger ale. Oh my God, I'm in love.
Is it good? I haven't had that in years. Cran ginger ale, years.
Yeah, because I used to mix it myself. Now they're selling it like that.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a big pink bottle, right? Is it a big pink bottle?
Well, I do the cans, but it's like a pinkish red.
Okay. Because I remember the big, like the big bottle. I think the 64 ounces.
You know, I don't do big bottles.
Uh-huh.
Because the whole purpose of me drinking ginger ale, y'all know how I am about my ginger ale at night. Don't judge. Okay. So the whole purpose of me drinking ginger ale at night, I like the fizz, the carbonation. So I need it to be extra carbonated. Like I need the carbon to be carbonating. And so I feel like the moment you open the big bottle, it starts, the carbonation starts going down. So when you go back the next day, it's not the same. You go back the day after that and it's god awful flat, which makes me want to throw it across the room. So yeah, that's why I like cans.
You know what's funny? Even the cans, I can't drink a whole can of soda.
You know, they got the little ones now.
Yeah, that's what I do. I get the tiny Pepsis and the tiny ginger ale, but the big cans, what I do is like I wet like the Bounty tissue and cover the whole
the same person.
Glass over it to keep it in there, because ginger, let me tell you, seldom do things taste as nasty as ginger ale when it has no fizz. It is gross.
The worst. And you are the first person that I have met besides me who does that. I've been doing that since I was like a kid. I will take a wet paper towel. It works.
Because I can't do a whole can of soda. What's up, nephew? I see you. 5,000 subs, man. Oh my God. It's such. People don't understand how big a deal this is for us when you work for it with no gimmick. okay, with no fake content, with no fake beef, without stealing content, without pandering. This is fucking hard, okay? This is fucking hard, right? And like I said yesterday, we definitely have the skills and the tools and, you know what I mean, to, you know what I mean, be YouTube fucktards and have 500 people in the room at a time, right? But we did not want to do that. And the beauty of the block is none of us wanted to do that. And I think that's why we all found each other, is because none of us wanted to do that, because there's a lot of that out there. We could have easily, you know what I mean, piggybacked off of that group and this beef person and that beef person. This is hard enough as it is. So I just didn't want to add the stress of being fake and phony and starting beef. And as you can see, right, we were like the turtle and the hare. Remember that story? Where it's like the hare, all of them were out the gate, thousands of views, thousands of spins. Now they're either dead, literally, stressed out, literally, divorcing, literally, demonetized, literally. Their algorithms are fucked up, literally, because YouTube is doing a sweep. They're doing even a sweep of when you do a fake thumbnail, and that's not what you're talking about. They're doing a sweep of that. So all those people, right, they thought they were ahead, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're all fucked up right now. We chilling. The block is chilling with our 5K.
Right.
Well, they're in the space that they're in because they chose to live the life of a hack. And I keep telling people all the time, the life of a hack looks great on the front end until that shit fizzles out. Now what? See, a lot of times, you see, even the legends that we, we really put on plateaus now, on pedestals now, we don't talk about how they struggled in the beginning. Like Stevie Wonder almost lost his deal. Bruce Springsteen almost lost his deal. Michael Jackson did not become Michael Jackson until Thriller. You know what I mean? He was in the Chitlin circuit for a minute. People don't talk about that. You know what I mean? Prince's first album didn't pop. He was getting booed off stages. Janet, all of these people. Then she got with Jimmy Jam, and they got to pop. It's about the journey. You know what I mean?
Really
Artists, the journey, and then you become this legend, and then people lie and say that you were immense out the gate. But nobody who's great is immense out the fucking gate, man. Nobody. Michael Jordan got told out of here. So, and he became Michael Jordan.
And let me toot our own horn if I can, because y'all gonna hate me tonight, because I'm gonna be bragging on us all fucking night. So if you're not gonna be into that, hey, but and you guys can brag on yourselves too, chat, because you helped us get here. We couldn't have done this without you. The people that showed up, even when there weren't fireworks and beefing and yelling and lying, you guys showed up night after night after night, even though, you didn't have that lure on the block. It was just, you and us and all of us. And I want to toot our own horn, because I think what's missing from a lot of other podcasts in comparison to ours is that we're artists. So we know the process. We know you put out a project, fails, you got to go back. You put out a project, fails, you got to go back. See, these people on YouTube that got that overnight fame, they don't understand the process. And it came so fast that when they got it, they're like, what do we do with it now, right? So then they became redundant. And now the way YouTube is set up, but if they can't actually create content, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And we've already seen that happening, right? People are running to Rumble, right? They're trying to grift. They're like, no, I put people together now. I review cheese. That's what I do. So, good luck to them. But I knew why. And people like, Jen, why don't you talk about this? Jen, people have come up here and said we were boring, wasn't that empowering, right? Jen, why don't you talk about this? You would kill. If you just grifted to this, you would kill. I know what I'm quite capable of. I'm quite the superhero. But, I was just like, no, I have to live with what I'm doing on YouTube throughout the day. And I just didn't want to have that stench on me, that stress on me, have the money in the bank, and then have that stench and stress on me of fake beef and dealing with these people. Because a lot of the beef content podcasters are people that I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. right? And it's, I didn't want to deal with them. So a lot of times when I did let people slide, and I didn't in the beginning, you guys know what I did. I didn't call the FBI and these motherfuckers. I red flagged them. I called their probation officers. I called their probation officers' bosses. I called DAs. I've written letters to the judges because I'm like, you know, I'm the cute little rattlesnake. It looks cute. And you're like, oh, let me touch it. And then you figure out it wasn't a good idea. So I've done that. But it's so low browed, so low vibe that I was like, okay, I think y'all got the lesson now, not to fuck with me. Now let me go back to my people and what we do, right? Because this is what we do, and I enjoy it. I enjoy my family. I enjoy my YouTube family. I enjoy the chat. You guys make me laugh, and we're here. But I will pass the mic because I keep bragging.
Well, I was gonna say this. I always say you either pay on the front end or you're gonna pay on the back end. And we chose to pay on the front end. We chose to do all of the work and take the pain and everything like that on the front end, because the back end comes with interest, and a lot of times we can't afford that shit, right? So I'm glad we chose to pay on the front end, and this is just the beginning, because I mean, I just know things that we have coming up and the potential for so many things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And when people are looking to make money, I'm talking about big bank. I'm not talking about, hey, this YouTuber collab with this YouTuber. And then I'm talking about big bank. I'm talking about brands. I'm talking about, you know, networks. They're looking for genuine, good, authentic stuff. I'm not talking about, unless you want to go to the Zeus network and roll around on the floor and rip somebody's wig off. I'm not talking about that, because there's a audience for that as well, right? But those girls come and go. As you notice, they rotate them, right? They come and go. But when people are looking for that long money, they're looking for content creators like us. And there are other content creators out there like us, right? But they just don't have a million subs. But there are others. There are others that I enjoy as well.
I think we're, for instance, like, I'm not going to drag him tonight, but if Kevin Samuels was an artist, he would have pivoted a lot earlier. I think that the moment he saw that iron strike, he decided, all right, yo, this is it. This is the project. We going. We doing this. We doing that. Because if he was an artist, he'd had 10 or 12 or 15 failed fucking ideas. It's like Apple. There was Apple. They don't talk about the gazillion of failed ideas Steve Jobs was involved with. You know what I mean? They only talk about the iPod, the iPhone, but the ideas that hit, those ideas changed the fucking world. You know what I mean? When artists hit, like great artists hit, they changed the paradigm forever. They changed it. They shifted it to where people start having a new perspective. And I think personally that right now, bringing up I'm seeing like the baddies East, the baddies West, the baddies Honolulu.
Oh, light skin versus dark skin.
Light skin versus dark skin. The problem with all of this is that you're homogenizing things so much to the point where everything just becomes like a conveyor belt, and the human mind can't differentiate anything. Everything just melds into one thing. You don't even know what the fuck the difference is. You know what I mean? So I think that we're going to move to a space of social media. When people get tired of that low-hanging fruit, there's always going to be a space for that. But that shit's going to be some bargain basement shit. The dollar store ain't going nowhere, but everybody ain't going to the fucking dollar store. You know what I mean? There'll always be a fucking dollar store. There'll always be a you know what I mean, a bargain bin, but it doesn't have a crowd around that shit. You know what I mean? There's going to come a time when shit like that is going to be frowned upon. Like, you consume this kind of content? What kind of fucking animal are you? You know what I mean? And I think we're going into that space where people want something of value, because you can't just have all this noise without somebody saying, "Hey, man, is there anything else on?"
Right. And the separation is happening, which is making me really happy. The separation is happening. Like all of them, if you notice, they're like staying in their little dirty corner, and then everybody else who's not doing that is over here, right? And you know what was very I think poetic on the very the door before we walked into the 5K. we saw when those two guys came up here first for part 1 of Our Little Boys in Danger. When them two dudes came up here, did you notice that it was an onslaught of everything that we left behind? And it was so symbolic to me because I was like, wow, we're on the verge of 5,000, getting it out the mud, doing it the hard way, the long fucking hours, tired, you know what I mean, hungry, you know what I mean? From the gym, just came from work, just came from a gig. There were times where I couldn't come up. There were times where Lily couldn't come up. There were times where No Saint couldn't come up. There was times where Haran couldn't come up. You know what I mean? There was just days where we would text each other just like a family, be like, yo, I can't do it. Lily, you got to talk more than me because I can't. My head is spinning, you know, but we wanted to keep, you know what I mean, bringing you content. And we do think about you guys, believe it or not. We think about our chat like we haven't been up for 2 days. They're going to be wondering where the hell we at. And some of you guys have reached out to us, you know what I mean, when we've gone missing. Like, it's like, yo, where you at? You going up today? So, you know what I mean? It shows us that you like what we do. And that other night is interesting because we haven't had and anybody from the dust sector up here in a couple of years, right? We've been doing pretty good keeping them at bay. Every now and then we get a nut up here, but we get rid of them rather quickly. But the other night was so telling of how far we've come. Because we were like, yo, look at these. And you're right, Iran. It felt like, like I need a shower after because we left it many years ago. Like, you don't belong here.
It's what it feels like after a while. If you don't consume something for a very long time, especially if it was filled with sugar and shit that's not fucking good for you, if somebody gives it to you like a year or two later, you're gonna spit that shit. What the fuck is this? And you're gonna realize that you used to consume this shit time after time. You know what I mean? Cup after cup, like it was nothing, and you didn't see what it was doing in your fucking body. You didn't see what it was doing to you until you got away from it. It's the same thing with people. When you get away from people for a very long time and then you come back, you look at them with a completely different lens and you're like, I can't believe I actually hung out with this motherfucker. Like, no. The reason why you're saying that is because you're different now. No, you were this motherfucker at one point in time. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? You didn't see it because you saw yourself. You didn't see the difference. But once you move away from that, then it's like, oh shit, there's a difference.
Well, wait, let me correct you. I ain't never been like them dust balls. However, I didn't have enough. Yeah, I didn't have the experience when we started YouTube to know, you know what I mean, which asshole was going to be an asshole.
You know, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? It's like you're in the forest. If you're in a place you don't know what the fuck is going on, if somebody approaches you and they don't look like a threat, I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's a nice little girl. She's like, oh, yeah, she's going to take me to grandma's house. This chick could be a fucking demon. Literally be bringing, she just literally could be looking for food to bring home to kill, to feast on with the rest of the fucking family. You know what I mean? So when you don't know.
Yeah, I tell people a lot that if I didn't enter through the YouTube space through the block, I would have fell for that. I would have went through the same learning curves and challenges. And I always tell people because I entered into an already move and train, there were a lot of learning curves that I didn't have to experience because of your experience. And I remember when I was starting to enter the YouTube space and I was about to do something and you was like, sis, like, I'm not want to tell anyone what to do. I'm just telling you this was my experience going over there. I was like, look, you got to tell me twice, okay? Because I had already admired you from afar, watched how you moved and everything like that. And I said, I will be more inclined to trust her over somebody I don't know, right?
And I know exactly who you're talking about. Haran, you know who Lily's talking about too.
I'll tell you later.
I mean,
I'll put it in the back.
I got on here by accident. Like literally by fucking accident. I mean,
that's a damn lie. See, now I got a reason to fight you. Continue the story.
No, I got on here by accident because in the beginning we wasn't fucking with each other. There was a time when we was, you know what I mean, wasn't fucking with each other for a minute. You blocked me or whatever, you know, and we got into an argument, all kinds of shit. We wasn't fucking with each other like that. And then I saw you have this show. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I wasn't doing nothing that night. And I saw you do the show, and I was actually impressed. I was like, oh shit, she actually has something to say. She's not running around Facebook bullying motherfuckers every fucking 5 minutes. She actually has something. No, you was just a fucking.
He thought I was a bully.
She was a fucking animal. I told her that. I was like, you're a bully.
No, you were a tyrant.
You're an animal.
But I love it though.
You know what I mean?
You were my alter ego. You were my spirit animal.
Oh my God, she would bully people on my page sometimes. Like, what are you doing? Like, yo. Anyway, I came by, watched her, and I was like, yo, this is really good. And then she started letting people come up, and then I started coming up, and I wasn't camming up for a while. And I realized the reason why that I wanted to come up, and I wanted to do whatever is because I needed an outlet. Because I stopped making music for a while. You know what I mean? I left the industry. I was like, the bullshit of it, the headaches, the whatever. And I went to go live a normal life. Deep down, I know that shit was fucking killing me because I'm an entertainer. And when you don't have that outlet, your mind and your spirit will go find it somewhere. It will go find it. And I found it here. And I just kept coming back. Just kept coming fucking back. You know what I mean? And after a while, I got an amp, got my new amp that I was told myself I was going to buy for like 3-4 fucking years after, you know what I mean, my last one died off. I fixed my guitar. I released 2 albums. I'm actually working on 10 new songs. I'm productive creatively now. And I'm seeking to actually, you know what I mean, turn my situation into a full-time business. Before the block, before all those things, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't even thinking about that. And I'm actually visiting more producer music spaces online and getting involved in those areas. So it really helped me get back on point and get in touch with who I am as an artist.
See, and that makes us feel good. That makes me feel way better. Oh, you got 1 million. That makes me feel good, right? Because I feel like that's my ministry. How people say, right? That's my ministry, to leave a smile on somebody's face after meeting me. Leave a smile on somebody's face. Let them have a thought, and it's like, damn, you know, even with my crazy shit. Lily, it's funny because that person that I had warned you about, again, going back, he's no longer on YouTube. See how it works? He's no longer on YouTube. All them people that were doing fake beefs and using my picture. I mean, I know I use my picture, bitch. You can't use your girl, and that's okay. But all them people that were doing them fake beefs and a lot of them fell to the wayside because they don't understand. You can't. What's that thing? I'm sorry. I got to reference the Tyler Perry movie. I know some people hate him, but it was one of my favorite Tyler Perry ones, The Family That Prays, okay. And I forgot the actress's name, but she told her daughter, and I'm paraphrasing, but she basically told her, and it's funny because my mother says it in Spanish, kind of like the same thing, right? Lo mal quitado no brilla, which basically means like you can't bring someone else, you can't make yourself happy with something that brought someone else misery, right? So it's like lo mal quitado no brilla, like I can't steal something from you that was shiny, let's say a chain or a jacket or whatever, and I'll put it on me, and then it's going to shine on me because I took it from you, and it fucked you up when I took it from you. So now I'm wearing it. And it's like, no, it's not going to shine on you because you brought somebody else misery so you can wear it. And that's what a lot of these podcasters didn't understand, that they were fucking with people's lives. They were literally fucking, and that's why I started fucking with their lives, right? But they were fucking with people's lives. They were fucking with people's livelihoods. They were fucking with people's families. That's how dirty these motherfuckers are, okay? So when you do that, yeah, you got 1,000 people in the chat. Yeah, YouTube paid you, but you think that shit ain't gonna crumble? You think it ain't gonna crumble?
Well, I said this. I've said it a million times. It's like, listen, people get on these things early, right? They're in on it early, and you can get a lot of eyeballs, especially when YouTube was pretty fresh. Get a lot of eyeballs for a lot of different reasons. but it's like winning a lottery, right? Some of these people fell into it, and yeah, some of them made some really good money. Some of them might have kept their money. I don't know. But you can win the lottery, and you can keep on playing the next 100 years until you die, and you'll never win it again. And so these people won the lottery. But the problem is, like you said, and for as far as I'm concerned, I'm not. You guys are entertainers and creators. If I happen to strike it, I would sit there and think, how can I keep this going? And that's the problem They strike it, but it's a fad. It goes, it's like watching a TV show too long. Eventually you're going to get bored with it, right? Eventually the show's got to end. But the difference is R.I.P. Norman Lear coming up with another show that somebody wants to watch is not that easy unless you're an artist, a creator. And so these people are running. Now you find that these people have run into it. The ones that were really just, and a lot of them were copycats, right? So you might have saw one that copied somebody else. Well, you don't know this guy copied this other person. So you're all intrigued and you know, so yeah. And that's why the slow build, like you're saying, the 5,000, it's built on more of a foundation, and it's not built fast. Anything built fast can really fall fast. If things are built on a foundation and the people behind it know how to tweak it and pivot and keep you coming back, that's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. So it's good that like you said you didn't do the beef route, because yeah, it's fun to watch people argue. It's can be funny, but it's also got some there's some shrapnel, like you said, that hits people unintentionally, family members, kids, and things like that. The ugly side of it. Anyway, go ahead, Horan.
To your point, it's like the difference between building a house, you know what I mean, from concrete, and building a house from fucking plywood, and you know what I mean, you know, paper mache and all that other shit. Even if the house that's built from concrete doesn't look as great or doesn't stand as tall as the other house that's built from cheaper materials, when fucking tragedy strikes and where shit actually goes down, the prettier house is going to fucking fall. It's going to crumble. It's not going to withstand anything. See, the thing about artists and hacks is that hacks know how to take things. They know how to find little tricks, little things to make something look good. You know, artists, they understand ingredients. They understand recipes. They understand how something can function. They understand if you ship this way, something else is going to happen. And this is how you can create something you can hit, and you know how to create something else that doesn't look like that last thing, but it still fucking hits. That's how artistry works. A hack, you're going to make a hit, and you're going to figure out, okay, how can I recreate that same thing? And they try to recreate that same fucking thing, and it just shows their inability. They just shows their lack of talent, because it was like, wait a minute, that sounds like the last shit you just fucking did. You suck.
And another thing is, when you feed somebody fast food, right? None of us are loyal to fast food, right? If it's 11 p.m. and we're hungry, we're not like, God, I gotta find a McDonald's. We're like, if I find the next Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, Raising Cane's, I'm in that bitch, and I need a sandwich, and I need to take my ass home, right? Exactly. None of us are loyal to fast food. But we're loyal to them fucking good ass restaurants, are we not? Are we fucking not? So you two, when you pander and you cater with junk food, there's no loyalty for you. Kevin Samuels died, they ran on over to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate got arrested, they ran back to Fresh and Fit. Oh, Fresh and Fit got demonetized. Now I'm gonna run on over to the, because people are looking for that lowbrow, low vibe junk food. So anybody will do. Whoever's serving that junk food at 11 p.m., I gotta go home anyway. So who's up right now? Oh, Fresh and Fit is trashing women. Yeah, I'll see what they're saying. And if they're not around, if they get kicked off YouTube, let me see what the burly chick is saying. She bashes women too. Oh, fuck, she's not live right now. Oh, fuck it. I haven't been over to Kevin Samuels' page. I'm sure I'll, let me scroll. And that's the difference between us and them. And I stand by that. We're that fucking restaurant where you got to make a reservation. You got to sit down. You're going to have a good time and a good meal. You take your people there. But it's not McDonald's. It's not Raising Cane's. It's not, but you eat there too when you're in a rush. But it's junk. And then after you eat it, don't be like, why the fuck did I eat that?
Yes.
And it's so crazy. It's so crazy when you on a date especially if it's your first date. What's gonna make you look crazier? Going to that favorite restaurant or taking that first day out to fucking Raising Cane's? It's gonna make you look like a fucking moron. You know what I mean? Like that's why the whole chain, like personally speaking, that's why the whole chain idea of taking your first date, I don't know, that shit just feels tacky to me. I'm never taking a woman to Olive Garden. I'm never taking a woman to, I mean, I've taken a woman to Olive Garden afterwards, but first in the initial stages, I'm not taking nobody to Olive Garden or Buck Rogers.
Salute to you, sir, because all women are saying was not that we wouldn't go there, but that is tacky the first time. That's all. Like, listen, I am frugal as fuck. If I'm in a relationship, I'm the one saying, why are you going to pay $50 for that when we could get it over here for $25?
Exactly.
I'm very cynical about giving away my money, his money, anybody's money. Okay. But initially, the first date is just tacky. That's all we were saying. And I don't fucking drink coffee, bitch.
I know a place that has the best breadsticks, and they just keep bringing them to your table.
Well, you'll be at the table by yourself, sir. I'll be down in Little Italy.
Okay. I mean, that's all it really was. But, everything is blown out of proportion and embellished here. So I do want to talk about the week's debauchery. We cannot let this Friday night go on without talking about the week's debauchery.
And they was going to end these people.
Oh my God, this week has been insane. It's nonstop. So who do we have on this thumbnail tonight? Who do we have on here? We can start wherever you guys like. Okay, we got Simmons.
I just listening to Russell lie. The damn crickets was even upset with him in the back. They kept getting louder. The more he lied, the louder the damn crickets got.
Okay, we got Russell Simmons. We got Diddy again. We got Melissa Ford, the video vixen, versus Cameron, ex-rapper turned podcaster like everybody else. Let's talk about, I do want to start with the Cameron Melissa Ford thing. If you're not up to speed, basically, Cameron is a podcaster and they do sports, right, Haran? Do they do sports? They do sports. Okay. They do sports. All right. They're very, very successful. I didn't think they were going to do it because they look so tacky, but they blowing up over there. So salute to them, right? Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that
they're funny.
Mm-hmm.
They're funny.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're
yeah. You know what
I mean? They're a bunch of uptown Harlem niggas. Uptown Harlem niggas just know how to be flashy and they know how to be entertainers. So I will give them that. You know what I mean? They're the typical Harlem niggas. But anyway, guys.
Yeah, I don't have to like it to salute it. So salute to them. Right. When I first saw it, I was like,
I don't like it.
No, but the suits got better though.
Yeah, the suits got better. But it's still not. It's still not my liking, but they're working in the right direction. I don't have to like it, but I understand why people like it because their chemistry is very natural because they've known each other for 80 years, so their chemistry is very natural. They grew up with each other. And I think that's what it is. You can't fake that. So, hey, I love it.
There was a funny moment on there that had me dying. Y'all not gonna know the basketball player. But I'm gonna just tell you, there was a scandal going around that a basketball player took Ice Spice out, and he spent her $500,000 on her. And Cameron was getting on. Yeah, Cameron was getting on. He was like, "Yo, this motherfucker needs a man, a father figure in his life." And he was like, "Yo, you know what I mean? Like, yo, let me understand, young man. She's from the South Bronx. You know what I'm saying? She's from Fordham Road." He was like, and Mason was like, "Yeah, he could have got a slice of pizza. He could have got a slice of pizza and a soda. He had to do all that." And the fact of the matter is that is one of the reasons why the show is entertaining outside of that other podcast that I won't name. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why their show is entertaining because it talks about shit that dudes want to talk about, sports, and there's some funny shit going on.
That's what I said. It's guy funny.
Here, there's comedy on the block. There's actual rants. There's actual funny shit There's funny motherfuckers that come up here that don't even know that they're funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just like one of those crazy shits. That is one of the parts of the block that keeps people coming. The shit is entertaining, man.
It
Hold on.
is.
Y'all see Black Lexicon's last comment? That just almost took me out, y'all. Almost, because of our inside jokes.
Melissa Ford, he didn't know she was a video vixen. Yeah.
And that wasn't even shade. That's why it's so funny, because it was so sincere.
Yeah.
You trolling? You trolling? Or
He's
he
not
dead
even
ass?
trolling.
Yeah.
He dead ass?
He did it.
Oh shit! Yeah, she was a video vixen.
So, okay. Going back
Have
to
you
the
seen her
story.
today?
God,
Huh?
what happened?
I said, have you seen her today?
No. Okay, well,
I'm
go ahead.
Lily means in general. In
Oh,
general.
well.
No,
Okay,
when
I'ma
they
say
said
this.
she looked like that actor, I fell out.
What
When
happened?
they said she looked like Hill Harper, oh my fucking God, me and Jen were fucking dying.
Really? When they put
Oh,
the
my
pictures
fucking
side by side, they said she looked like Hill
But you
Harper.
couldn't
I
unsee
fell
it
out.
after a while.
Oh,
You couldn't
No, I
unsee it.
really couldn't unsee it. I haven't
Why
unseen it.
can't I see it?
I haven't unseen it. No.
Look, I'll say this as a guy. When women are built a certain way, we realize they look real different with their clothes on, when they're buttoned up. When we got to focus on just your face, and we really have to look at that, we're like,
Thank you,
like
David.
you said, the puppy shit. Like you say, the puppy shit.
Yeah,
The
the
confused
puppy
Yeah,
twist.
you
look.
puppy.
You know what I mean? And then I used to have a thing for Melissa Ford back in the days. I thought she was that chick. I ain't gonna lie. Now, when I see her, it's like, okay, she's gotten older.
This is why I get mad at men. But I'm looking with women's eyes, and you know how meticulous I am, guys. I'm like weird, right? You guys seen how I clean. I'm very weird. However, I like dissect people, right? And I'm like, the only thing about Melissa Ford that was interesting to me was she was always scantily clad, which is fine, and her back was super arched. She didn't have a humongous ass. She just had the knack for arching that back, Lily, like the letter C. Okay.
For it.
To every picture, every her back was. I'm surprised she doesn't have scoliosis today. Okay, but her titties were average. They were implants, and you can tell they were implants. Okay, her ass wasn't humongous. We're not talking Serena Williams here. Her face, she was a butter face. And I'm just keeping it 100. When I see a beautiful woman, I say she's stunning, she's beautiful. When I see a goofy looking chick, I say the same thing. So don't come at me, okay? Because I give props where props is due. But I'm like, I think you guys, it's just that she was scantily clad. It was the idea of half nudity and that her back was arched.
You know
Because she was
what? I think a lot of times, you know, here's the difference between men and women. You're not the first woman who.
Trust me, I know the difference, buddy.
Let's share with the people.
They're not the first woman who has this stance about things like this. Women always make the mistake that you think we rate y'all the way you rate us. Like, you got to be a Greek fucking god half the time in order for a fucking woman to actually lose her fucking shit. You have to be like literally cut from diamonds, pulled from the core of the moon, and washed down in goddess milk in order for you to look at us. Okay?
I like that.
You know what I mean? In order for you to look at us. Men, we are not that way. We are not that way. Okay? If it has a curve and a little width on it, and the face looks like, okay, I won't throw up or I won't go soft while I'm in it, we're off to the fucking races. This is the truth. Okay? This is reality. Now, if you look amazing, that is even better, because guess what? We're going to take you all around the place. But that is not a requirement to fuck.
Thank you.
That's not a requirement to fuck. That's not a requirement to get married. You know what I'm saying? You know, any of the all those things.
Let me say something. I'm gonna have to come after you guys real quick. You know, I'm gonna give it to you. What you said? YouTube press said, didn't y'all promise an NPC week when you reach 5K?
NPC week.
We probably did say crazy shit. Did we say that crazy shit? We probably did.
Oh no, we probably did. So I'm like, did we? Or was this a joke?
Let me get into some real quick, and then we have to go back to Melissa and that whole Cameron thing because it was interesting. Excuse me, Ginger. I gotta say, you guys, I'm sorry. It is very easy for you to find a beautiful naked woman, right? No matter what her size is. She could be a little hefty, she could be slim, but it's easy for you guys to unclothed, well, we gotta be politically correct for her to unclothe herself. Right? For her to take off her clothes and just be beautiful and have a shape. You guys are seldom attractive naked in totality. Seldom. Sorry. It's the truth. It's very easy for you guys to get. It's like the meme with the little frog sitting there on the bed and the beautiful woman in lingerie, and the meme says she gets all that lingerie and everything gets naked, and I'm sitting there like this. Y'all look like little frogs naked, little Kermit the Frogs you are, and we love you, but
listen.
seldom are y'all sexy naked. Seldom we gotta ignore a lot of shit to fuck y'all sometimes if we love y'all.
But here's the thing. The reason being is because nature's always on your fucking side, on the front end of it. It's always on your fucking side. Some of you don't even have to see a gym a day in your life, and you look incredible. You only have to go to the gym until you're 40 to keep certain things up. Like men, like look, me, I have the kind of genetics that if I go, when I go to the gym, I look amazing. But I have to constantly be in the fucking gym to fucking look like that. I'm a grown fucking nigga, man. I'm not this young dude anymore. You know what I mean? I got the time, patience, or the goddamn joints to constantly be in there like I'm working out for a championship belt. Y'all, it's different, especially if you black. If a black woman, look, the only reason why black women, I'm saying it, whatever. The only reason why a lot of black women are overweight and fat and fucked up right now because they can't stop eating. If they stop eating and got their diet under control, all that shit would just fall into place. Because nature will motherfucking help y'all.
True, because I don't know where a gym is located.
Most do not have shoulders. Most guys don't have shoulders. They don't have traps. They don't have any fucking arms.
Okay, well, let's see. No, let's continue. No, Saint, why do you look like Kermit the Frog when you're naked? Go on, sir.
Why? I don't know. I'd like to know myself. Because I was born. Because I got my mama's legs. Because my dad had nice legs. My dad. There you go. I got my mama's legs, my dad's chest.
I say marriage.
And that's a lot of guys, man. Like,
we just feel so bad for y'all. We just feel terrible.
But what you do have on y'all side is that you all can gain the weight and get the fine girls if you have, other things to make up.
No, what we have on our side. What we had on our side is, like Jen says, women overlook a lot of stuff.
That's what I just. That's basically what
it's not. And it's not the same. Women will, there's resources involved. Not that it's all about that, but there's resources involved. There's the way your mind. Well, women can fall in with a lot of different things, and men eventually. But the very first thing men do is look at. Is attraction, obviously, and then we got to make the move, right? And that could be an advantage or a disadvantage. The advantage is that if you do have game or if you are funny, you can get that woman's attention. The disadvantage is if you don't and you don't have the looks, you're going to get shut down. So it's just the way it is.
And we even when you don't have money, huh? As a even when you
well, with women, a lot of times they choose these dudes because don't let these women fool you. They choose these niggas because they know Denzel ain't calling. They know they ain't gonna bump into Chris Brown. So I guess this nigga do. You know what I mean? Women are the masters, the overall tacticians of, I guess this motherfucker will do. Okay, many of us are here because women have that shit in their DNA. I guess this nigga do. Okay.
Okay. However, thank you, a bountiful soul. We appreciate you. However, sometimes we do fall in love with a guy, and then we ignore shit.
Until the divorce.
How many times? Oh, after the divorce. Oh my God, the glasses come off. The glasses come off. I can't tell you. You know what's my pet peeve, fellas? You know what's my pet peeve? And I know it's hard to get rid of. I know. I play the violin for music. Yeah, I play the violin for you. Okay. I know it's hard to get rid of. Okay, you complain about it a lot. It's so hard to get rid of everything I do. I can get biceps. I can get legs. I just can't get rid of this gut. Okay. Let me tell you something. I can't tell you how many fucking times I've had to fucking ignore when you're in missionary style and you're on top of us and we're trying to look down at the penetration in your tool and we can't see it. Why can't we? In front of it? We like to look too. I'm just saying.
Man, we're necessary, man. Necessary.
Where did I go?
That is so hilarious.
Why I never understood until Jen just told me why women think of this song when they see me naked.
Why are there so many songs
That song is dope. Everybody loves that song.
It is.
That's my song. Don't come for Kermit now. All right. So I'm gonna get off the guys because there's the celebration 5K. And we are going to talk about the current events.
I do have that's your pet peeve, but my thing is I just have a question since we went there. How do two big people have sex? Because I know big people usually go out like chubs go out the chubs a lot of times. I've noticed that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm always like, how does that work? Okay, maybe I need to go study.
I'll tell you one thing. Nobody like naturally seeing anybody's sex organ without going through the weeds and lifting things up and putting it on their shoulder.
There's a lot of, and I noticed like they usually are attracted to each other, especially in the gay world. Like in the gay world, chubs only fuck with chubs. It's a very weird thing. And so I'm always like, okay. Just a question I've always had.
They know how to maneuver their bodies because they run around with big bodies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's a no for me. Thank you, pocket full of dinero beads. Yeah, no, because sometimes I see them together, but then sometimes you'd be surprised the couples that are. I'm talking about regular couples. You'd be surprised the couples that are together and they're not even having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blessed be he said, what? I am a bisexual female, by the way. Oh, hi. I thought you were a man. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I am a bisexual female, by the way. I can get a lot of women to laugh at my jokes, and sometimes I like it. Okay.
All right.
There you go. I was wondering that, Abby. I was like, is there a section on Pornhub for like big men that are doing it together? Big women and big men that are doing it together?
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just type it on in and see what they say. I'll see. I'm gonna send it to you. Make sure you see it too.
No, Lily. You take one for the team and you let me know what it looked like.
Well, no, I've included everyone in on it, so I don't want to drop you off here. You know what the good Christians say. I didn't bring you this far to leave you.
I'm gonna drop you off here. So, all right, guys. I love you and all. I've trust me. I'm speaking from experience. I'm just telling you that gut shit gotta go. Like, it's like, we like to see too. I refuse to do this. I refuse. I refuse. Anyway. Back to Melissa Ford. Basically, long story short, Melissa Ford is a video vixen from the 90s, a very popular video vixen. They put her on a couple of urban magazines. No, she wasn't big. She wasn't on the cover of Vogue or anything like that. But she was in the urban circles, right? Cameron, ex-rapper turned podcaster, sports podcaster. Melissa Ford works on the Joe Budden podcast, and the Joe Budden podcast was discussing Cameron's podcast. And on Cameron's podcast, along with Mace, they were talking about when they were younger, they snuck in a whorehouse. They were in a whorehouse, right? So then Melissa Ford took it upon herself to chime in and say, how do we know there weren't underage women there, underage girls in there? And the Joe Budden podcast, because it's an ensemble podcast, was basically saying, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? Kind of like when your friend is saying too much and then you're like, whoa, hey, what are you doing right now? That's disgusting. Like, what are you doing? And she was doubling down. She was like, no, I'm just saying, all right, okay, I won't land the plane. And I was like, I don't think she knows what that means. I was like, what the fuck is she talking?
I don't think she does it. I don't think she knows what a lot of things mean, actually.
Yeah, it didn't match. So he was like, that's not even a plane. It doesn't even have wings. That's not a plane. What are you talking about? So I won't land the plane. So it got back to Cameron. And anybody that knows Cameron, he's would you say a baby 50 Cent? We know how petty 50 Cent is. Cameron is somewhere in that vicinity. And he posted a picture of them together, of him and Melissa Ford, on his Instagram. He said, I told that bitch, don't even touch me in this photo. And the photo did look hella awkward. It did look like what he said. His hands was in his pockets. Now that's what I'm talking about. See, if I have a man and he's in the art or whatever he's doing, that's how you take a picture with a bitch. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand, because that titty press, ooh, you don't want to come home to me if I see a picture of you with a titty press. You don't want to come home to me. No, you don't. Anyway, moving on. I know what that fucking titty press is, bitch, because I do it. Okay. So don't. So anyway, so Cameron got mad that she was suggesting that he was messing with underage girls. Because, the environment that we're in right now, that's a very dangerous thing to say. And she was really trying to say it. Now, the Joe Budden podcast is recorded. So it was said that Joe asked Melissa, would you like us to edit this out? And she said, no, I'm standing on it. It's just what I said. Guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Joe asked, because then they started saying that Joe lined her up, right? Because Joe knows how Cameron is. However, it was said that Joe said, we can edit it out. And she said, no, I'm going to stand on this, because men talk about women all the time. So this is, that's what she chose to stand on. So they aired it. It got back to Cameron. All hell broke loose. He posted that picture. He said, I'm going to come back to this. So everybody was waiting, bated breath. What does he have on her? Because he said, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll be right back. He came back. He did a live. He aired his grievances towards Joe Budden and the show and blah, blah, blah. And then he informed us that Melissa Ford used to have sex in the bathroom for $2,000, where she was waitressing, specifically Ice-T. Paid her $2,000 to have sex in the bathroom. And that was Cameron's get back, basically saying, don't come for me, don't talk about me. And I'm thinking of suing. So I was like, oh. So he felt the clapback would be, let everyone know that Melissa Ford was prostituting herself in a bathroom when she was waitressing, specifically at Ice-T. Now, what do we think about that? First and foremost, what do we think about what Melissa said? And do you think that Cameron went too far?
Okay. First of all, what Melissa said was garbage, utter garbage. And you know how I feel about that. As a transgender person, I always feared that someone would do that to me just because that's what they do, right? So seeing it done to someone else makes me feel just as bad. It's not cool. That's number one. Number two, I thought Cameron's come a long way because I've seen him. He's a lot like 50, and it's a piece of me to think he's not done yet, right? That's the other thing. I think he handled it very well. I mean, you can't piss somebody off and tell them how mad to get. You know, you really can't. You just can't. I mean, basically, if you put Trump up what she did versus what he said about her, first of all, pretty sure it could be true about her, but she just randomly, and the way she did it was so matter of fact. It was so self-assured, and just the body language, like, I know, like, bitch, that's not no. I know they did a few girls while they was in a whorehouse. Like, do you hear what you're just accusing these two men of in this particular climate? You're trash. Now, the other thing is,
they were also, let me just throw in, they were also 16 years old. They snuck into that whorehouse. They weren't even supposed to be there. So they were kids themselves.
exactly. That was the other part of it. Now, the part about Joe asking her to, should he take it out? Pause. Because this is the thing. He will be, if Cameron decides to sue, he could possibly be in on that lawsuit because that he is the executive. He should have made an executive decision in that. So that's my thing right there. I think Joe should have made an executive decision because that is a really bad allegation, and Cameron does have a right to legal action if he cares to do it. So,
okay, so let me throw this in before the fellas respond. It was very light in nature. She said, hey, I'm just saying, because, you know, sex trafficking happens. So I'm just saying, you never know if there was underage girls in there. I'm just saying, right? It was a throwaway statement. And, you know, some throwaway statements are very damaging, right? I didn't mean it like that. I just said I thought you were a whore or a prostitute. I just said that maybe because you live in New York, you were a gangbanger. I didn't say you were a gangbanger. I said maybe possibly because gangbangers, you know what I mean? So she didn't say they actually dealt with underage girls, which was a stupid statement anyway because they were underage. They were 16. But she didn't say, I know they did or they, you know, probably did. She just said that in whorehouses because of sex trafficking, there are a lot of underage girls there. So what do you feel about that, knowing that's how she said it? It was a throwaway statement.
Well, it's very easy to make a throwaway statement about her profession because video vixens were known for getting blown out in the back seat of a Chevy before they did their scenes in rap videos.
Jeez.
I could have just lightly said that. Well, you know, I hear you, sis. I mean, it's like you could have got took a couple of throat shots, you know what I mean, before you got up in that Pharrell video.
All right. What the fuck is wrong?
Right? Since we want to throw hypotheticals around, you know, hypothetically, I'm sure that happened. You know what I mean? But you got to be a complete idiot. See, the problem with idiots is that they live in the moment. They live in the moment. That's the quintessential hallmark of complete fucking moron. See, thinkers think like, wait, hold up. If I say this shit, you're already thinking 5 steps ahead what this shit is going to transform into. So you're like, let me pull back. Idiots, they say this shit and they be like, oh shit, this is going to happen. Oh shit, that's going to happen. Oh shit, yeah, stupid. That might happen. Because immediately when you told me, I was like, Cameron can sue. He's fucking with this man's money, his business, his brand, his freedom. Fucking with a lot of shit. That's just a completely irresponsible statement to make.
Now, are we exaggerating though, Ron? Devil's advocate. Are we exaggerating? Let's look at the statement for what it is, right? She said, well, you never know because of sex trafficking. I mean, there's underage girls in those whorehouses. You never know. Can that statement get them locked up? Right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen.
Here's the thing. A lot of things can happen, but a lot of things can't happen. if I throw that shit into suing you. A lawsuit, let's keep it 100. And a lot of lawsuits, a lot of shit most likely is not going to happen unless there's an eclipse and a rainstorm happening at the same fucking time. But the probability that it can happen, they throw that shit into the fucking lawsuit. You know what I mean? Emotional distress, damaged. They can't make it on with their life. Like, who the fuck does that? That doesn't happen. But it gets thrown into lawsuits because it's like, hey, it can't happen. It can happen. So this is why you don't make these kinds of irresponsible statements. Because let me tell you something. Like, he made some irresponsible statement. Like, guess what? What if he was on the show and be like, "Yo, Mace, I remember that time when Ice-T was in the bathroom with blah 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 with Melissa Ford." If he said that shit unprovoked, the internet would have came for that nigga.
And the other part of this is it's publicly known that Joe Budden has a $300 million deal with Spotify. When you are worth that much money, you have to be extra careful about protecting yourself because all you have to do is step on someone's shoe and
Absolutely.
they're going to sue the brakes off of you. So, I was kind of like you said, Jen, could he have gotten locked up? No, right? But if I'm worth $300 million just for precaution, we gonna go ahead and edit this shit out. Because what you not gonna do, Melissa? Because first of all, you ain't even contributing enough to the show to get me a lawsuit. So let's talk about that. I've
never heard anyone say, "I want to see what Melissa got to say." So let me watch the Joe Budden podcast. I've never heard that.
If she makes more than 40 grand a year, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if she makes more than 40 grand.
She's got to be making more than that. Yeah.
And if she's making more than that, that's astounding. It's amazing. We need to hurry up and get these folks to cut this fucking check.
What do you think?
Yeah. No, first of all, I agree with you, Jen. I looked and I'm like, oh yeah, her face is
Hill Harper.
She's a butterface. Yeah. I looked at several pictures. I'm like, wow, yeah, Jen's right. That she's not really in the face, not that attractive. Not ugly. I don't think she's.
She's not hideous. But now, as women get older, they start panicking, doing stupid shit to their face. So she went and you can tell she has the microblading, and she made her eyebrows very dark. So she has the greasy blonde wig that she refuses to fucking switch out, and then the microbladed eyebrow. It's just too much. It's harsh. Yeah. Right?
I don't know. I'm listening to what you said, Jen, and if it's the way you said it, it does kind of sound like a throwaway comment. First of all, any of those places may have people sex traffic, even they're underage or not. Sex trafficking is sex trafficking. Underage makes it a little bit worse, but like you said, that wouldn't even be if they were 16. It wouldn't be like they were sleeping with someone. The sin would be if they were sleeping with people that were sex trafficked anyway, right? But or the tragedy of it. But that being said, it didn't sound. It almost sounded like you never know. But the problem is like when you mention somebody else and they have a show and a lot of response and a lot of deals, you want to like they were saying, you want to go and protect that at all costs. But I don't think. It didn't sound like she said that, yeah, they were sleeping with underage girls, sex trafficking. It didn't, it sounded like she said, well, those places can have, I didn't hear it, but those places can have underage women in it. Well, that's just a blanket statement. That's any place can have it.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't have that.
I do have the statement. Let's listen to the statement.
Okay.
And see how we would feel personally, right? Let's just listen to what she said. And again, we didn't know that they were 16, right? Just watching what Melissa said initially, when I heard Melissa say it, I was like, oh, like they were grown ass men running around in a whorehouse. And still, not that that's a bad thing, because that's what men do. They buy whores.
Right.
It's like, right? That
legally or illegally.
Right. I have never had a problem with men doing, like, I've never been a person that for to look down on men.
I'd rather they do it. Really.
Exactly. I would much
Wait 1 second. You two, no, you've never whore shamed.
We haven't. So you're not mad at me wanting your cup of coffee? Go get you a whore for $10.
Exactly.
There's a lot of women out there do something a little strange for a little change.
Oh yeah.
I'm-
Sex workers are a
Yeah,
pillar of
50's usually the
society.
median.
They're
Goddamn right they are.
they're pillars of society. They really
Oh,
do
okay. Okay, she's
Outrageous.
making
the
money.
Lord's work.
She's making money. Bountiful Soul says she has an OnlyFans. So
Okay. Okay, I can see
Nephew-
that.
Gloria Velez.
I can
Okay.
I can
All right, so
see that.
let's see what she said. Okay,
All
let's
right.
see what Melissa. And then we can judge from there. We can judge some more. Jay Regal said define a whore. I mean, the word just means you're getting paid to have sex, right? I think.
Hold on. So hold on. Let me. So she has a. Is it Gloria that has the OnlyFans, or is it Melissa that has the OnlyFans?
I'm pretty sure
And
they
is it in
both have it.
2023? Was the OnlyFans in
believe it.
2006?
I have no idea.
Because I'm just trying to see. Because I'm not trying to be funny, but she gives so much like auntie today. That I
I
don't
knew you
see
were gonna say
her.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see her dropping it like it's hot and doing a good twerk for the OnlyFans.
But
Like I'm just,
Lily, Rachel Dolezal has the OnlyFans.
Oh no.
No, look, listen,
Sure does.
listen.
I can see Rachel making a
Listen.
coin though.
Listen. It was said on Twitter, and someone had the audacity to throw a naked picture of this woman up, Rachel Dolezal up. I'm not gonna lie. For who she is, I was a bit impressed. I was like, oh, okay.
She doesn't.
I'm
I
not
saw her
paying.
in
What? I was a little impressed.
lingerie. I co-signed that. She didn't look bad. I saw her in lingerie. She didn't look
No.
bad. For her age and for
Yeah.
someone that's into fitness, I thought she looked regular. I thought she looked fine.
Look, listen. She's a lot better than a lot of motherfuckers I seen up there, you know what I mean, doing OnlyFans. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I didn't know that YouTube press. I know a lot of little useless factoids, but I didn't know that one.
Oh, okay. Nephew says they both have OnlyFans. Gloria Velez and he would know. Okay, let's share this screen so we can see what this lady said. We can see for ourselves and see if we change our mind. Now that I'm bringing in some evidence, let's see if we change our mind. See if this changes your mind in any way.
I don't think that's right. What you're doing. I don't think that's right.
Well, who's doing?
What you doing? I don't think that's right. Like them niggas clearly went to a whorehouse and took somebody up out of here.
Says them. And
That's who told the story. But that's who told the
I
story.
get that. I get that.
So of course it says them. Who else is there?
Is there a distinct possibility that there may have been underage girls in that whorehouse?
Come on
now.
That's crazy.
I don't know what you're doing.
That's
That's
crazy.
disgusting what you're doing.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What are you doing?
Okay, I'm not gonna land that plane. Just saying.
That plane should have never even took
That's
off.
not a plane. It's not even wings on that bitch. No pilot.
No nothing.
No
That shit
cockpit.
is,
What are you
Not
doing?
even a
Okay.
drone. That was a little crazy. Yeah,
Okay.
you wow.
I didn't know where you was going.
I don't know
That
what
was
the
crazy.
Canadian whorehouses are like.
I don't know. I've never been to a whorehouse. I couldn't tell you.
So why would
Yeah,
you
but
say
you
that?
know,
Girls.
If you've never been to a, I don't think that's right. What you're doing. I don't think that's right.
Well, who's doing?
What you doing? I don't
What?
think that's right. Like them niggas clearly went to a whorehouse and took somebody up out of here.
Says them. And
That's who told the story. But that's who told the
I
story.
get that. I get that.
So of course it says them. Who else is there?
Is there a distinct possibility that there may have been underage girls in that whorehouse? Come on now.
We're just here to tell the truth. We're not into anything illegal, so you can stop trying to put that together. Let me put you together right quick. Don't ever come for me and kill her.
And
Ever
we gonna
in
be
your
nice
mo-
about it.
in your mother's life, nigga. This is not
This
what you
Yo, I
want.
promise you all the comments say, ooh. It's like, you
Like,
picked the wrong people to
You
fuck
picked
with.
the wrong one. Because I can't tell you how much I don't care. I couldn't even tell you how much.
Yo, because I'm going to be honest with you.
and he's more petty than I am.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Only reason and if need be, we will revisit this. If need be,
we can revisit it.
Yeah, but the whole thing, this is screaming desperate and attention. Like, yo, it really is. So I'm not going. But if need, nigga, because niggas is niggas is looking for us on
we
this.
We have never, ever tried to take nothing from nobody.
Secondly,
we only like people that love us more than we love ourselves.
We have a whole segment on that. Secondly, who was looking out for us?
Yeah, we were young.
Yeah, who was looking out for us when we was? Listen, man, we ain't gonna give it no attention, but tread lightly. Be careful. Because I tell you one thing, I know a lot of people are ICE.
Snipers and sharpshooters.
Snipers, sharpshooters, and I know people are ICE. I have you escorted back up across the border. Be careful. Be careful. And it screams desperation, but we'll get a petition to get you out the country. Get it out.
I do want to find what he said about her regarding Ice-T. Let me see if I can find it.
By the way, Ice-T catching shrapnel too.
He sure is. Here we go. Okay, I got it.
During one of our shows, I was talking about how me and Mace in the 90s, which I was talking about, the actual year I was talking about was 1992. We was in a whorehouse. And we was laughing, having fun. And we saying, whatever, we was in a whorehouse. Mace, Mace don't always give me permission to talk about our old stories because, he's a man of God and he got other shit going on, but he remembers his past sometimes, so sometimes he let me talk. Anyway, I'm talking about this time we in the whorehouse and all that shit. Talking about we slid a bitch, all this shit. Cool, whatever. I see a clip where on Joe Budden's podcast where Melissa Ford is talking about, it might have been underage girls in there. Or it was 1992, we was underage. That's A and B. We wasn't supposed to be in there. We wasn't 18. I just turned motherfucking 16. I ain't even defending myself on that nonsense. You're not even from this country. I don't know what the fuck was going on in the whorehouses in Canada or wherever you from, or whatever pedophile shit they on, wherever you from. We not on that. I ain't even going into that. More of the story, she said it. Knowing the times we in, Joe Buttons and them went in on whatever. They're like, yo, that's some serious allegations, this, that, and the third. But they didn't edit it out. So from two things I take from that, they either threw her under the bus or they said, fuck it, let's get the ratings or whatever they want to do. Either way it came out, it could have been edited out. It wasn't live like I'm doing live right now. So I ignored it because it's nonsense. So I ignored the shit. We said a little something. Well, it was 1992 on our show, but we don't get that. We don't give. We don't give this type of energy I'm doing on live. That type of business on our show, my nigga. Our shit is sports and our fun. So this energy don't go on our show. This cam energy on my own personal time. So we said a little something. I ain't even say nothing. I said, fuck the bitch. The bitch don't know what she talking about, whatever. So yesterday, whatever day, she issues an apology. I'm like, nah, don't apologize. Because I was going to address it when I felt like addressing it. But the reason I addressed it yesterday is because it's like, yo, you say that foul shit, because that's some foul shit to say. Man felt like that shit, like, and the times we in for you to make them type of allegations, don't know what the fuck you talking about? You serious? Come on our show. Come on, my nigga. Stop playing with niggas, man. Anyway, she tried to apologize, and I said to myself, nah, because if I address it in a month or whenever I felt like addressing it, people gonna be like, oh, Kim, she apologized, leave it alone. You can't just say shit like that, and 3 days later, 2 days later, be like, oh, my bad, I wasn't thinking. You damn right you wasn't thinking. You wasn't thinking. Y'all shouldn't have said that. That's some serious allegations. Why say that in the beginning? You're not even from here. You're not even from this country. I could have went straight to Ice-T, fucked you in the bathroom for $2,000 when you was fucking doing waitressing. I didn't even go there. You used to fuck in the bathroom. The Kit Kat Club, one of them old ass club bitch. Stop. You a video vixen.
Okay, so what do we think about that? She did apologize. She did apologize.
I don't accept apologies for words. So I'm with him on that.
I'll say this. When you are doing he made a good point about it, could have been edited out, but when you are doing a show, there's a lot of things you might say that you're trying to keep a conversation going, right? I don't see where she accused. She just said there might have been. He came back pretty strong, and if all that stuff's true, I mean, that's the danger of talking about somebody on a show that has that kind of opportunity to come back at you with the kind of audience that can come back, that, you know, a big audience as well. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I think she could have left that out, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think she was trying to be malicious about it. I just think she just kind of threw it out there. She was trying to make content. She was trying to join in on this conversation about, you know, I didn't hear all I saw was what you showed, so I don't know what led into that conversation, but I just think she was trying to add to it.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. I thought that and I said this on a Star Report. I called into Star show yesterday. And he's like, no, don't kick her back in. And then when I'm done talking, he's like, you kicked her back in. Like, I'm like, Star, you gonna let my hands go or nah? Right? But you never know with Star. You never know. But I called in anyway. And I was saying that basically what Lily was saying, you know, you can't offend somebody and then give them the instructions of how to respond. Right? That's not how it doesn't work. Podcasts are life in general. You can't like offend somebody, injure somebody, or harm or hurt somebody and then be like, hey, but don't clap back. Right? You can't do that. I personally think, I do agree with you, No Saint. I think that she was just trying to create content and like say stuff, because people complain she just sits there like a lump on a log, right? She's overpowered by all the men in the room, right? So I guess she just wanted to be like, but who's this? Says them, right? You can tell she doesn't know when to jump in and what to say. And that's what I said on Star last night. He was like, no, I think she's okay. She's good. I was like, she sucks, man. Right? Because she does. If she was a good podcast, I'd be like, well, she kicks ass over there. So, you know, they should give her, you know what I mean, a pass. But I felt like, she wanted to be like, let me say something controversial. And she picked the wrong fucking thing. And I hate when people say, says who? They fucking said it. They said it. So if they're telling the story, says them. Well, yeah, because they're telling the story. What are you talking about? Says them. And what about underage? Where are you going? What are you doing right now?
That's the thing that says them. Okay, now you're creating a narrative.
Right.
Now the narrative gets created. And now you hit it with the underage girls. Okay, now we got a problem. Because right now you just triggered the motherfucking, you hit the narrative bell and then you followed up with a fucking, you know what I mean, left. Now we got a problem. Because now this is the Twitter fodder and the YouTube fodder that you was trying to get, and it damages my fucking brand. And you had to seek that. You had to do that because you ain't got no fucking talent. It's like I said about hacks. You got no fucking talent. You do stupid shit like this. You know what I mean? Because you have nothing else to contribute outside of saying dumb shit like that. But again, when you're a fucking moron, you'll say anything and not realize like, oh shit, I might have fucked my shit up. Oh shit. So you know that's my point when it comes to her. By her doing that, she creates a situation for herself, that look, I have no problem per se with motherfuckers saying things for content, doing shit for buzz shit. We all fucking do it. I do it. Okay, we all fucking do it. However, there's certain things you can't say, and there's certain things where it's like, I don't know. There's some consequences attached to this shit right here. Are you ready for that? Or are you ready for the blowback? And if you're on a show, it's not just you that's going to get the blowback. It's everybody else associated on the show. If it's just me, and it's just me 10 toes down doing what I do, you know what I mean? And I say some shit, it's like, fuck it, whatever. I only have to worry about myself. There's other people involved. There's other people involved in that situation with her making that kind of statement. Gail Lily?
Oh, I was going to say, this is a part that I had forgot about earlier that I wanted to mention, but Keith David reminded me by saying, he's saying, just like what reminded me though, but he said she's trying to act like she wasn't selling herself to rappers. And that's something that I always remember about her. Melissa went out of her way to separate herself from the superheads and the likes of them, because yes, the reputation of a video vixen was to sleep around and blah blah blah, and you know, that was smart. That was very smart of her, right? But if you're going to go that route, you better make sure your shit is tight. You better move carefully, because if people know that that's not if people know, they're gonna put your shit out there, you know, especially if you do something like this. Then they be like, oh, because think about it, if he said that about Superhead, we would have been like, Cameron, that was a weak comeback. Cameron,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But because she always branded herself and prided herself, oh, nothing like them. Oh, I don't even, you know, when I'm not on set, I'm fully covered. You know, like she was always that. I just like remember that very clearly. That has always been a stance.
Lily, I'm so glad you said that, because I distinctly remember her doing the same. She was always better than the other video models. She was the educated one. She was the smart one. She was the one that wasn't fucking around. And crazy as it sounds, even Superhead does that.
Oh, yeah.
Superhead talks like that. She talks like that. Like she's better than all the little people over there. Verbally, it's not like she hints to it. She literally says, you guys are degenerates. You're the, and I'm like, ma'am, you know what every rapper's dick tastes like, ma'am. Like, I don't want to be the one to remind you. These are the facts. What are you doing?
Like she, like her shit, like her shit with her, it's just like rappers are like ice cream flavors, like Redman red and Method Man orange or some shit like that. She doesn't know the taste of every fucking nigga out there. Like, that's wild, man. It's real wild, man. That's wild.
And I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it's weird, right? And Melissa Ford was that, but it's funny because now that she's in a situation, and we're not going to kick her back in, like Star said, we're just discussing. But now that she's in a situation where she has to talk all the time, now we're seeing, oh, you were never that bright.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh my God, you always branded yourself as a smart one. You're not smart at all.
I remember. So I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so
here's the thing real quick. I'm not mad at hoeing if it leads you to the bag. If you know how to create a situation for yourself where you got powerful people on tap, judges, lawyers, so on and so forth, and you create a plush situation for yourself, and you did some shit like that laying on your damn back, hey, it is what it is. I'm looking at you twisted if you spent 20 years on your back and you got shit to show for it.
Wait a minute now. Devil's advocate, because I hear that shit a lot. I hear that shit a lot from men. I hear it a lot from women. You don't say that when a motherfucker spent 40 some odd years at a job and fucking retires with a plaque to put on his wall and a fucking tie and a wallet.
Actually,
it's the same shit, Ron.
Actually, I do. This happened to a dude that I know. They gave him a pen. And I kind of I didn't want to laugh at it. They gave him a pen, and I didn't want to laugh at the nigga. I was like, "You got severance pay?" It's like, "Nah, they gave me a pen." I was like, "Wait a minute, you were there for 40 fucking years, and they didn't give you severance pay?"
That happened to my uncle.
They didn't give you severance pay.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, like, I hear that a lot. Like, if you get in the bag, it's all right.
No, spell his name wrong on the pen. 40 years, somebody spells your name wrong on the goddamn pen.
Listen, there are parents that raise kids, okay, who retired from jobs like that. I mean, when people say that, I'm like, what did your parents do, right, in life? I'm just being devil's advocate. Some women can sell pussy to senators. Some women can sell pussy to presidents and senators. Some can only sell it in a bathroom for $2,000 to iced tea. Okay,
but
everybody ain't gonna get rich off selling pussy, and everybody ain't gonna get rich off of going on a 9 to 5.
Yeah, but if you can only do it taking back shots from Detective Tutuola and some fucking godforsaken, diner somewhere, then don't act up. Don't act up.
Okay, I agree.
Don't act up.
I agree.
Imagine Ice-T, the fucking the strike is over. He's getting back his money. He's on the set of SVU right now. He's looking through this fucking scroll. He's seeing this fucking Harlem nigga. Oh yeah, because you was getting rammed out for 2 G's. He's like, what the fuck?
It's probably like,
right. It's like, oh,
Ice-T, old ass Ice-T trying to mind his business and get these SVU checks.
Funny. He probably somewhere way back in the day, he probably denied that bitch to one of his girlfriends. I said I didn't fuck her. Stop telling me I fucked her.
I'll go as far as to say he probably might not even remember. I did what?
I mean, it
that can
happens.
happen too.
That's another thing. He probably will be like, who was that girl? He probably got the Googling. Which one was this one? At a restaurant. You know how much he probably done ran to. So moving on, I think he's done. I think Cameron got it off his chest. She apologized. I think she learned her lesson. Although she's doing what people do online, she's trying to act cocky, like she don't care about anything that happened. Like, yeah, that's right, I'm acting up. She literally posted a picture with a song that says, yeah, I'm whatever. I was like, why are you taunting these people? Like, just leave it alone. Just leave it.
That girl is just dumb as a box of rocks. I swear.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Because these guys, one thing about these dudes is they can get ruthless. And I'm sure they know a lot about her. So just leave Cameron alone.
And he took it easy on her, like compared to how I've seen him do to people he supposedly love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you remember when him and Juju broke up, but I was like, God damn, what did she do to you? Like, why are you just coming back to back? I mean, doing skits and all kind. It was deep. So
him and Mace had beef.
Abby said,
him and Mace got beef, and they doing a podcast right now. Look, never underestimate the pettiness of any nigga that's willing to dress in all pink and walk around with a great deal of confidence. That's a petty ass nigga, man.
And don't act like ain't none of us ever never smashed our significant other in the bathroom. I'm just saying.
Good day and good night.
I did it twice in one day in college with 2 different women.
I'm kind of wondering if Shock G, if this is the reference he once got busy in a Burger King bathroom, if he's referring to her. I don't know.
No. That would have no, sir. She had to have been 11 at the time. No.
Okay.
See, no Saint. You see how quickly
it can go bad.
Go another direction. See how quickly it can go another direction. See.
Okay, so moving on from Cameron versus Melissa Ford. Should he leave her alone now so we can segue into the next topic?
Nah, fuck.
If she don't keep taunting him and poking the bear, like, yeah.
Nah, fuck that. Go ahead. Go get on her. Now look, man, the thing about Melissa is that Melissa, again, this is a great sign of her lack of intellect. she had the opportunity to come back and invent herself. Yeah, you the auntie or whatever, but you could have been the badass auntie. You come up in here with the burgundy gray lipstick, the no foundation, these wigs. I can tell that you're wearing a wig. It's a bad wig if men can tell it's a wig. That is a clear indication. It's a bad weave when niggas can say, that's a weave. You know what I mean? Because for years, men, especially in the 90s, we didn't know. I mean, because those Korean women they made magic. You know what I mean? We didn't know sometimes, like, oh shit, that's not her real hair. But if you can sit there and look at a motherfucker like, oh yeah, that's a weave, or that's a, you know what I mean, that's a wig. That says that it's cheap. That says that it's cheap. And she could have been bad as shit.
Here's the thing that really gets me about her, what gives her that auntie factor. It's not even that I see two people who want to come up. Are you going to come up on camera? I don't feel like talking to Avatar tonight. Not tonight. Here's the thing about her. Like, it's not even that the wig is cheap. If it was fresh. If she replaced the whatever wig she got every week, can we do it every 7 days? Every 7 days, Lily. Every 7 days. I don't even ask you to change it every day. And you can't afford to change it every day. But every week, that wig
sound like a sex
in her head for so long, and it's so over processed. You can see the product in it. You can see the buildup. It looks greasy. It's just literally sticking out like this now. This is her wig now.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks like a hat. At this point, she puts it on like a baseball cap. I'm sorry. Like, you want to put in podcast, change the fucking wig. I'm sure people are commenting, change the wig. What is wrong?
And here's another thing. I'm going to go ahead and say this too. When you're known for what she's known for, being a vixen, being beautiful, being sexy, and all of those other things, kind of what Haram was saying, you can still be auntie, but the expectation of a Melissa Ford, like if someone announces Melissa Ford is joining the cast, the guys gonna be like, oh, Melissa? Oh man, I ain't seen Melissa in a minute. Okay, what day did she join? I'm about to tune in for that shit. And then you tune into that, and she just looks so bland and tired, and like I just been chasing after the kid. And I don't even think that she got kids, but she looked like she been chasing after the kids all day, washed a few dishes, did a couple loads of laundry, mopped the floor. Like that's what it's giving.
Wait, Joe talked about her wig too?
Yo, it was like the time when D'Angelo made a comeback, and the women were like getting excited.
Oh, I remember that.
Like, oh my God, he was making a comeback. And the nigga got on stage, and the nigga was fat.
Exactly that.
Women, their ideas and their hopes were just crushed, and so on. He still sounded great, but in their minds, you know what I mean? It's unrealistic to say the motherfucker gonna look exactly like that, but some version of that they were expecting. If Melissa Ford, I'm gonna sound sexist as fuck. She could stand. She could stand. No, I'm just saying. She could stand to, show some cleavage, let it breathe. That's what you're known for. It's what the brand is. I'm not saying that you need to come in a cat suit all the fucking time, but you're covered up to the neck all the time. And if the only thing that I am forced to look at is the bad makeup and the eyebrows and the bad wig, that's what I'm going to focus on. You know what I mean? Because you're all covered.
That's a great point. That's a great point. You know why it's a great point? Because it takes me back to what I said before. Before, y'all weren't looking at her face. Now that her body's covered up, you're forced to look at her face.
Yes. And then we realize, but it's an older face. It's not a younger face.
And it's not a polished face. It's just not a polished face.
Right, the lipstick is too dark, and then the eyebrows out of nowhere. She needs a makeover. It's weird. Like you're in public.
I offered, she turned it down.
Oh, that's what we're doing. We turning it down. We turning down makeup artists too.
And I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just saying.
I believe you 100%. I believe you 100%. Bountiful Soul says she looks fresher and way younger with her natural hair. I believe you 100%. I believe you 100%.
If I was advising her, she's going on a show with men with the audience of men. Like, come on, let's be fucking realistic. There's two ways she could have handled. Yeah, there's two ways she could have handled this. The first way is Haran's way, the sexy way, the cleavage, all of those things. If she's like, no, I'm trying to shed that, then you go all the way polished from head to fucking toe, right? You got to be that sickening, like I would say give more like a Ebony K. Williams vibe or something like that, right? Where you don't look washed up, you look just polished and distinguished. Like, yes, I was a video vixen, but now I'm doing these other things, child. Like, boom, like that's what you do. But coming on looking like Joe did you a favor.
And it continuously feels that way. It continuously feels that way because it's like.
No, that's what I said on the Star Report last night. I said I hate when it looks like a favor. Like it looks like her sitting there. Looks like it didn't look like I'm getting Melissa because she's a star and she's gonna bring fire to the panel. It didn't look like that. It looked like she's sitting there, her legs crossed tight as fuck with the wig, just sitting there. Right? And she's just like, I'll talk. I'll jump in here eventually. It's weird. I don't know. Good luck to him. Moving on, let us talk about who else is on this thumbnail. We got Russell and we got Diddy. Okay. Russell Simmons was sitting like an old ass chicken wing out in Bali. That seating position that he takes it looks so fucking stupid to me, right? He was sitting like some old fucking bent up chicken wing, copping his plea. I don't know why the man chose to do that with everything that's going on with Diddy right now. I thought his timing was absolutely absurd. I'm like, but this is the thing with these men. They are so fucking pompous and arrogant and obnoxious that they don't know when to shut the fuck up and just stay out the way. Nobody was thinking about your sexual assault cases, you idiot. Nobody was thinking about it. So he decided in the midst, okay, of the Olympus has fallen, of Bad Boy falling, he felt like in the midst of that, he should drop an interview talking about his sexual assault accusations. That's what Russell Simmons wanted to do.
We've been asking him about that shit since 2017 or 2016, Russell. Now you wait till today. Maybe the news just travels slow over there. He don't know.
He's here all the time. He claims. He was like, I'm here all the time. People said I ran away to Bali. He said, I'm here all the time. And he was, because he was recently.
No, he was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was recently.
You know what? You know the movie American Gangster.
Mm-hmm.
The marketing point that pulled people in wasn't the fact that it wasn't the fact that he was a gangster. It's the fact that he was getting money. It's the fact that motherfuckers didn't know about him. That he was a black man living under the radar. That was the selling point. And it's a selling point because most of the time, brothers, when they got money, the idea of living under the radar is just, that's not supposed to happen. Motherfuckers supposed to perform. Motherfuckers supposed to be out there. Yo, a lot of times brothers need to just take their chips and leave the casino.
Yep.
Take your fucking money and leave the fucking casino. That's me personally. After a while, all this shit, you know what I mean? When we take this shit to another level, I'm going to take my fucking chips and leave the motherfucking casino. Because either one, I got nothing more to say, or two, I'm just burnt out on you motherfuckers, period. So I'm not going to live out the rest of my days, you know what I mean, interacting with all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Learn to say, I'm good. Enough. Learn to say when it's like, I'm going to go someplace else, man.
So his stance is that his victims remember it differently. Reimagined was the word he used, to be exact. Reimagined. Yeah, he said they reimagined it. And the man asked him, well, maybe perhaps did you reimagine it?
I love when he said that.
Right? Did you reimagine what happened on those nights?
All this reimagining going on.
Right? I mean, reimagining is possible. I think anybody can do it, right? And then he took 9 lie detector tests, and he told the journalist, if you're really investigating this, you need to go look at that paperwork, because I passed 9 lie detector tests, And, you know, I beat the whatever, the lie detector test. And I even asked on one, you know, I guess he was asked or told somebody to ask him. He was like, I even asked, like, could that have gone down? And I just don't remember it. And I passed that question too. I was like, well, look at you, ace around the lie detector test. Look
His ass was probably astral projection the whole damn time, just floating around the goddamn road, looking like, oh yeah, they buying this shit. Says they take
You know
that
how
damn
easy it
lie
is to
detector.
pass a lie detector test.
Especially
That's
someone
fucking
like,
easy.
especially if someone he is disciplined as he's become with the meditation and stuff. It's super easy to pass a lie detector test. So I'm like, dude, bye.
All you got to do, all that shit is doing is just catching your heart palpitations. It's just because
so you're not
it catches all these things because most people don't know how to fucking lie. Exactly. You know what I mean? Most people don't know how to fucking lie because they don't take bits and pieces of the truth and, you know what I mean, at least, you know, remix it and so on and so forth or whatever. They don't know how to lie. So they get, oh my God. And then your heart starts racing. You know what I mean? And first of all, the first thing that you see, when you take a lie detector test, you know what I mean? A lot of times they'll ask you regular shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is your name Jenna Garcia? Do you like the color black? Did you kill Nicole Brown Simpson? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they just jump the question at you to see where your heart goes, to see wherever it goes. And if you just jump because you were so tense to begin with and not relaxed, that's how people get caught out there, man. Dare I say it, there's people who tell the truth and still fail the lie detector test.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Because they're so afraid.
Yeah. So the women are sticking to their guns. The lawsuits are still pending. So those lawsuits are moving forward. It's not like they disappeared. We haven't heard from it for a while because, you know, Diddy right now is more famous and got bigger and more of a pop icon than Russell Simmons is. But those lawsuits are still pending. They're still moving forward. They're sticking to their guns. The stories have not changed over many years. The allegations that the women made, the stories have not changed. But according to Russell, they're reimagining what happened on those evenings.
I forgot the details of those stories because I went back through it tonight, and then that's when I watched the recent interview that I really couldn't even get through. I could not get through. Apparently the crickets in Bali couldn't get through it either because they were getting louder and louder and louder and louder as he was lying. And I was like, I'm with you, crickets. I'm out of here. It was extremely condescending. He was gaslighting the hell out of the women.
Very condescending. That's why I can't watch him. And I tried to watch it for research for tonight. I was like, I can't take him. Some people I cannot take.
I couldn't take it. I couldn't get through it. And so I went back and looked at some of the old allegations and interviews with the women. Come on, believable. I mean, it's super believable. If you know about body language, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say all of them. I didn't go through all of the ladies, but the ones that I did listen to and watch, I'm voting that.
Especially Drew Dixon. Especially her story is solid as fuck, right? Yeah. Especially if you've been around men that act like that. You know what I mean? It's like, now, is there a way where, because I told the guys the other night, you've had sex with women that didn't want to have sex with you and didn't want to have sex with you at that time.
Yeah,
I know that for a fact.
Regret is not rape. Yeah.
Again?
Regret is not rape. Because some people regret too. So that's what some people were saying, like, oh, there was some people that probably regretted it and then that's not what I was seeing. I wasn't seeing a regretful person at all.
And you know, and it's the same MO. It's the same MO, you know what I mean? These guys, you notice they all have that pattern. They throw their weight around, you know, come up to the room, they come out naked, out the bathroom. I hear that story a lot, you know what I mean, when these women are making these allegations. Tristan. And you know, this is how these guys act. But according to these guys, they all say the same shit. I don't have to take it. Everybody's throwing it at me. I don't have to take it. You know what I mean? But taking it is a power thing. It turns them on, actually. And that goes with any human being. Of anything that comes easy, you're like,
Yeah. I'm gonna there was guy had a Hall of Fame career. I don't know if he'll ever make the Hall of Fame now. And he had after he retired, he had he got a network gig where he was a handsome football player, Darren Sharper, and he
very attractive.
Yeah, and he was drugging women and having sex with them. Now, he could have probably asked many of these women to go back with him and sleep with them. He had money, power, good looks, good personality, other than what we're talking about, obviously, things that you don't know behind the scenes. Very, very out. But what turned him on was drugging a woman, and he was unconscious sleeping with a woman, because that's what turned him on. So, you're right. It's when people do that, and it's not about whether they can have access to them. It's always about what's that little.
I know, right? How did that come?
What was that?
Are you on the Apple? You're on the Apple product?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. For some reason, when you go like that, it gives you the little thumbs up, floats up and shit. Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
You can't do it on demand. That's no fun.
No.
My daughter, I was talking to my daughter, and the little thing came out. I said, "Did you see that?" She didn't even know what it was, and then she was trying to do it, and it didn't come back up.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, my point being, your point is that sometimes that's what turns certain guys on. You're right. It's not about, if you can get it, it's about taking it. That's the turn on.
And you got to think these guys are having tons and tons and tons of sex with women that are volunteering their bodies, right? Constantly. And we all know, someone said it way earlier, absolute power corrupts, right? So they're looking for the next high and the next fantasy and the next freak off, right? When 50 Cent said that the videos that he got from Diddy of the sexual escapades with Cassie, 50 Cent said those videos were bad. Now, this is a man who's been in the streets his entire life, has seen according to him, he told us one time we worked for him, he sat us in his office and he was like, I've seen every vagina you could ever imagine all over the world. Every shape, every, and I believed him. I was like, I was like, okay, right? So, but for 50 to say that about those videos that Diddy was in and Cassie was in, those videos must have been grotesque. So when I see 50 going hard at Diddy and why are you still going at him? I don't know what he saw on those videos, but apparently he wants to finish Diddy. I don't know what it was, but he said it was bad. That is what he said. He said those videos. So you're always looking for that next high. And I believe that Darren Sharper, I believe he was into necrophilia. I believe he was into necrophilia, because that's the next step. You're having sex, you're enjoying having sex with a woman that's not even conscious. That's like having sex with a dead body. I think he was a necrophiliac. What were you saying?
Look, it's not even just the entertainment world. At the end of the day, this is about money. When you have money and you have power, you have access to things. It doesn't even have to be in the entertainment world. It could be in the corporate world, the political world. When you start having access to things, and you have the leeway and the freeway to do whatever you want and explore all those things that maybe you wanted to explore, motherfuckers start doing crazy shit. They start doing some weird fucking shit. They have people out here. Look, man, a lot of people who are broke. It's not that necessarily they're moral and so on and so forth. They just too broke to actually explore a lot of the things that they want to fucking explore.
So does money corrupt?
Yeah, money and power. Money and power. It brings the degree of power and access. I wouldn't say money. It's what it brings. It brings power and access. Power corrupts. This is why man, like that. That's why we have checks and balances in our government to a degree, because no one man can be given such a degree of power, because he will most likely become a tyrant. It's just human nature. It's just human fucking nature.
So the latest development with Did he do it was 50 Cent did confirm he is producing a surviving Diddy documentary. He said all the proceeds are going to go to victims of sexual assault. So it is official. He's going to do this. And he's the one to do it because he did, remember he had that show, Hip Hop Homicide. It was really good. So he has the experience. He has the money. He has the backing. And they said that possibly, more than likely, Cassie did not sign an NDA with that settlement, with that $30 million settlement, because they settled it within 24 hours, right? And they said that it takes up to, like, if you can get it settled within 20-something days, then you don't have to sign an NDA. And they got it settled within 24 hours, okay? So more than likely, there's no NDA. So 50 may get Cassie to speak in that documentary, not just Cassie, but other victims. So this is gonna be the documentary that's gonna blow open this entire industry. That's my feeling.
Yeah,
Now,
50.
salute to everybody. Salutes. A long time.
Oh,
no
hello.
see,
Yeah, let me not be rude. Hello, guest.
Hello, my Boricua sister. Now, but you go ahead, sis. I'll jump after you.
Okay, so I was just going to say that 50 knows where to get other victims from. Like, he knows who to go talk to. He's heard stories. He knows, he's got inklings, at least, if nothing else, of what direction to go in to recruit people to be a part of this documentary. So yeah, he's the best person to do it if it's going to be done.
You know who I want him to talk to? One of the male prostitutes that Diddy was flying around everywhere. That's who I think 50 should get.
Oh no! What about me, Diddy? What about me?
What about you?
Nah, but I disagree. I think that 50 is the wrong messenger. Yeah, he has the right. He's saying the right things, but he's the wrong messenger. It's the same 50 that basically he was accused of revenge porn. So you're already tainted by doing revenge porn. When he was beefing with Rick Ross and he recorded his baby mama getting ran through, 50 lost, I think, 3.5 million. I don't know. I forgot what was the judgment, but he went bankruptcy just because he didn't want to pay that girl. Another thing is he's known for being one of those like anti my son father. Like he's very disrespectful to Tamika, his ex baby moms. What's another 50 Cent shit that is like, I think 50 not the right person. You feel me? Like it's hypocritical sometimes seeing him. Don't you guys think?
You know the thing.
I think 50's.
Oh, go ahead, Haran.
I think 50 Mom's a piece of shit.
Thank you.
I think the fact that she's a woman, automatically people that take her side in the situation. He was taking care of that woman, you know what I mean, handsomely, without the courts getting involved. And her friends essentially convinced her that if she took him to court, she wouldn't have been able to get more. And 50 told her, don't do it. Because if you do it the way I got things set up, you're going to get less. Well, as luck would have it, she took that man to court and she got less. And she became even angrier after that shit. Mm-hmm. And in terms of the relationship he has with his son is a grown ass fucking man. His son is a grown ass man behaving like a child. He should be behaving like an adult. So a lot of the things that now the revenge porn thing, I get. There's certain things that 50 has done that I can say that, okay, you know what I mean, that wasn't the right thing to do. But in this instance, our interests are aligned. And in life and in politics, sometimes your interests are in line with people who are fucked up. But it's about those interests being seen forward, going forward. And I want to see him, you know what I mean, bury this dude. Period.
Only this, as far as 50 and his son, he's been beefing with his son before his son was a grown man, due to the, you know, the problem, the issues he had with his baby's mother. I do agree though that if you hate your baby's father that much, I do 100% agree you shouldn't be taking shit from him. Okay? Because you cannot bash a man who has you in a fucking mansion. That house that got burnt down allegedly by 50. I don't know who burnt it down, but she blamed him. So I'm not accusing him of anything. She was on the news. She said he did it. He burnt down the house. If in he did, okay? You hate that man. You out in public and say you hate that man, and you're gonna live in a mansion with all your friends and your homies.
Right.
Should I burn that bitch down? That was me. If I got my baby daddy, or you know what I mean, somebody who's calling me all kinds of shit and raking me over the coals, and you think you're gonna live in a mansion that I paid for? Okay, watch this.
That's so right. Like my mother pulled that same boss move. She never took a dime from my father. And it's like those kids. Just go. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. So yeah, you have those options. You do have those options.
That's true.
And I will say this. I just Googled really quickly the revenge porn case for 50 Cent. I just see him beefing with Tierra Marie. I don't see anything about Rick Ross's
So back in the days when thisis50.com was very popular with like Worldstar, he had one of the G Unit. He had a G Unit member basically run a train on Rick Ross's baby mama, and then the baby mama sued, and Ross paid for the lawyer, and 50 lost that lawsuit, and he went on bankruptcy just because he didn't want. He still hasn't paid the lady. Same goes for, remember how The Game had a case, and he also got like a $7 million, and he also hasn't paid. So when it comes to 50 out here looking like a grifter. Sometimes, like, let's keep it 1,000. He's the same guy that he's the king of New York, but he bought a house in goddamn Connecticut that went on bankruptcy 2 years later.
Charlamagne said he was a diabolical genius.
I think diabolical is the part, but the genius part, I don't see. Like, I like 50. I'm very biased, but sometimes I'm like, yo, 50. Like, come on, like, you right now he's doing too much.
So let me read this. I don't know why the nothing with Rick Ross is coming up is Tierra Marie. It says here, this is from
I do remember that. He's telling the right. I do remember all of this, and he's telling all the
he wants to sue Tierra Marie for defamation of character for some shit she said before, and she lost.
Okay, so let me read 2018. Says 50 Cent sued over revenge porn claims. Rapper 50 Cent is being sued over allegations that he posted revenge porn of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood star Tierra Marie, according to USA Today. During a Thursday... All right, let me finish reading it. Hold on. Let me finish reading it. During a Thursday press conference with attorney Lisa Bloom, Mary explained that her ex-boyfriend, actor Abdul Ahad, posted a sex tape and an obscene photo of her on her own Instagram account in an attempt to humiliate her. When the posts on her account were taken down for being inappropriate, she claims Abdul Ahad's good friend, 50 Cent, then posted a sexually explicit photo of her on his account, which has over 18 million followers. Apparently, 50 Cent's misogyny and ego is so inflated that he still needs to be schooled, that the law applies to him as well, just like everyone else. Bloom said during the press conference, 50 Cent responded to the claims by posting a photo on his Instagram with lawyer Gloria Allred, the caption reading, "Oh, Lisa, stop. Don't make me tell your mom." Mary also jabbed back with her own Instagram posting, saying she is in pursuit of justice against revenge porn. All right, see, I can't find anything at all.
I'll look it up.
What you brought up,
the thing was,
I have forgotten about that. So you're right. Tierra Marie wants to accuse him because there was a video circulating of Tierra Marie giving fellatio to a gentleman, and 50 decided to post it on his Instagram. Later on, she lost the lawsuit because technically that video is already everywhere. So he didn't expose her, so he won the lawsuit. But go back, like I'm telling you, he sued Rick Ross and baby mama. So he's known for that, for revenge porn. So I don't think you should be an advocate for women now. It's hypocritical, I believe.
Yeah, I do remember that case. The only thing that was off about when you was telling it, the only one thing is it was actually that incident that propelled thisis50.com.
True, but it fell off. I used to love
that. I have an opinion about all of this in a minute.
Okay, so go to our group chat, Jen. I just sent the article there.
So my question is, so who's the right person? I don't see the issue.
I don't see an issue either. Because no one else is going to do it. That's the problem.
Right. Oh, I don't care if Satan does it. I just need to see.
Hell's Production.
Yeah, Hell's Production.
You're funny.
I think a lot of times, especially in this current climate, I think a lot of times people concentrate on who's doing the job rather than the job getting done. I concentrate on the job getting done. You know, and if the person who's willing to do the job has the resources and whatever, you know what I mean, to get the job done, I don't give a fuck what he said to such and such, you know what I mean, 5 or 10 or 20 years ago. It is what it is. Get the shit done. Because guess what? Maybe it just takes, if he's this piece of shit, well, maybe it takes this piece of shit to take down that other piece of shit.
I mean, that if you make a point right there, you do make a point. Let them, let those two devils like battle it out. So, man,
is it me or is Ava DuVernay very quiet?
Okay, let me read this before we get into Ava DuVernay. I don't even know how she got in this conversation.
I know, right? I'm like,
hold on a second. Hold on a second. Back in 2009, when Rick Ross and 50 Cent were beefing heavy, a sex tape featuring Rick Ross's baby mama, Lastonia Leviston, her former boyfriend, Maurice Murray, and a digitally inserted 50 Cent as a commentator hit the internet. The video was allegedly uploaded by 50 Cent to get back at Ross. Levingston filed a lawsuit against 50 in 2010, claiming emotional distress and invasion of privacy. A U.S. News reports the original suit reached a verdict yesterday with a jury ordering 50 Cent to pay $5 million to Levingston. So what happened with that case? This is from fucking 2000. This is from 2009.
Right. Which one did you read? The first or the second one?
That was the second one. Hold on.
And then the first one says he was ordered to pay an additional $2 million.
50 Cent ordered. This was 8 years ago. 50 Cent ordered to pay an additional $2 million to Rick Ross's baby mama on top of the initial $5 million. It doesn't give me an article though. Open. Hold on a minute. 1 second. Oh, it says page can't be found. Probably because it's so old.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has to pay $7 million. I wanted to go back to something Haran was saying, right? I remember this movie that I saw. What was it? Man Apart, not Man on Fire. Man Apart with
that.
Matter of fact, a Superhead is in that movie. Man Apart.
She is. That was like her one and only movie or something, or her last movie that she appeared in or something. She appeared in like two.
Yep. So basically, with the guy, there was a guy in jail that Vin Diesel went to talk to. And he said, in order to you know what I mean, get a monster, you have to become a monster, right? And 50 actually is the only man for the job. Right. He's the only man for the job. No one else is going to do it. No one else has the balls. No one else has the power and money behind them, the notoriety. No one else. There's really nobody else that can go at Diddy but 50. So it has to be 50. Now, some people may disagree with me. However, okay, revenge porn, Tiara Marie, she lost that case. Revenge porn with Rick Ross's baby mama. She won that case, but that was in a fisticuffs. That was him fighting somebody else. Now I'll say this, 50's a dirty fighter, but he was fighting. Okay? He's a dirty fighter, but he was fighting somebody else, right? Which is different than Diddy, who has been allegedly killing people, robbing people, sexually assaulting people, threatening people, blowing up their cars, beating women in the face. That's different from 50 beefing with his baby mama and another rapper.
Right.
Because I know I can get vindictive like that. Like, you're not going to violate me and then tell me who not to go after. Thank you, Tristan. Okay?
You know what? You made a great point, and now I'm wrong. Actually, you're right. Like, Maybe 50 is the right person. Now I think about how when 50 got signed, at first he got signed by Columbia. And that was when he had a relationship in the beginning of his career with Diddy. Later on, that's when he got shot and he went from Columbia to another label, to Interscope, and that's when he joined like Dr. Dre. So it makes sense. Something happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I know what happened publicly that I know of is that 50 tried to sign Mace. Puffy wouldn't release Mace without, I think it was 2 million or some millions that he was asking 50 for.
He had him in the window shopper video, like a video vixen, like I got your mans. Like
right.
To window shopper. Mace is not rapping. Mace is like he took him shopping. He took him to drink a big ass milkshake. He bought a $7,000 milkshake for Mace. Basically telling him like, yo, I'm willing to waste more money. I don't know what it was. Now I understand the subliminals, Back then I was a kid, so I didn't understand. But I get what you're trying to say. You're right.
And to your point, Jen, I remember growing up and, I notice everything. And one of the things that I love most is old buildings, architecture and all of that stuff. And I will always be like, why are these like ugly, demonic looking gargoyles outside of every old church? And then I found out after I did some research and studying, it's like their way of, they're like literally demons guarding the church. Because it's like, okay, if these demons are on our side and we appease them, then they'll make sure that, because they're the only ones that can fight off the demons, right? So it's kind of like the same, that's just the analogy that I thought of.
That's facts.
Good point. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But again, if it wasn't 50, he'd be eclipsed. If anybody else tried, people have been coming after Diddy for years. I was shocked when I was scrolling YouTube. I kept finding videos of people talking about all the violations that Diddy has done. And them shits, Lily, them shits was like from 2 years ago, from 3 years ago, from 10 years ago.
They're
so
out
people
there.
have been trying to get Diddy for a long, long time.
Well, I've been hearing them over the years and watching them fall on deaf ears. And I'm like, when is someone going to freaking listen? Like, this man is the devil. Like, what is going on? But useless factoid.
Go ahead.
I just have a useless factoid. I forgot about the little assistant show that he had. And the two people who were on there were Laverne Cox and the guy who did the Fire Festival with Ja Rule, who's doing another Fire Festival.
Sean something. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, like they were the ones. McFarlane, yeah. Little interesting factoid. Okay, go on.
Did he scam it?
Yeah. So, look, listen. At the end of the day, if you're gonna take on the king, you can't go in with clean hands, man. They don't send in angels to get the boogeyman.
Right.
It's like a John Wick movie.
Myself, I feel so.
It's like a John Wick movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like a John Wick movie. They say John Wick is the guy they send in to kill the boogeyman. Because if you're trying to kill a motherfucker, you're gonna have to go get a motherfucker that's worse. That's just the way it is.
Do you guys think that Cassie opened Pandora's box, or did Tupac's murder open Pandora's box? Which one really was? Which one was it that the feds basically said we gotta get this guy?
Cassie.
For sure.
He was in Tupac.
Sure.
How was it Tupac? How was it Tupac?
That wasn't Tupac, right?
I was
because of Keefe D. Because of Keefe D.
And what happened with that?
Right. That's why I said Cassie.
Right.
Like Keefe D shit is still like, okay, what's the update on that?
Right.
You got the tapes, you got whatever. What happens? Nothing happened.
Let me write down.
A lot of things can happen behind doors.
But Keefe D been saying for a long time he gave $1 million to kill him.
People can get paid off. People can keep their mouth shut and be a millionaire in jail or promise millions of dollars living in jail. She said, fuck that.
I say Cassie for sure, because after Cassie came out, like other women came out, bodyguards are coming out, chauffeurs are coming out. Like now it was the perfect timing too. It was the perfect storm. It was the absolute perfect storm.
I don't think it's the shit that she had on him about her that really made him pay up. It's the shit that he wants hidden that made him pay up.
Of course, because during Discovery, everything was going to have to. They're going to start digging. Of course, that's what that was. He did not want to go through
a whole lot.
And he has kids, and you're right. I don't think it's the stuff that that she had about what he did to her, like beating her up and the male prostitutes. No, it's the other stuff. It's him having sex with the male prostitutes. It's possible murders. It's possible proof that he blew up Kid Cudi's car. Maybe he texted her, yeah, look at his car, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's all that other shit. It's all that other shit. And she has 10 years of text messages, pictures, videos. I mean, 10 solid years. We don't know what that man texted her because he was so comfortable with her. So we don't know what he texted her, what he's responsible for.
Have you guys noticed that when Diddy talks about business, he mentions that he puts a lot of things in his mom's name?
And his son. And his sons.
And his sons. Another thing is, like, I learned that, like, Diddy is not just some random dude from Harlem. Diddy's father was the number 3 in Harlem. There used to be Nicky Barnes, Fran Lucas, and Diddy's father. I think Nicky Barnes had beef with Diddy's father. And, you know, I'm not a legend. Literally, like, Fran Lucas, literally at the end of American Gangster, he tells him, like, in the bonus, like, oh, you seen what, you know, you seen Diddy? You know whose son is this? You know whose son is that? Like, you know what, like, let's say if you kill somebody and you be like, oh, the guy you killed, his son. So like, I think I noticed that, like, there's a lot of nepotism within criminality. And Diddy is the, you know, the result of that, you know? Like, he's known for power. If my father got killed in the streets, I'm not gonna be as evil as he is, but I think the trauma comes from that. The fact that, like, if I'm gonna take power, like you said, I'm gonna fuck those men. And they could never see me in my face because I get to say, man, you understand? It's not about being gay, I think, also. I think it's all about, like, you know, I had him in 2004, and I think people just gravitate when it comes to power. There's no type of money that a man could give me that will let me, like, sell myself for that. But if you do that, you're forever embedded to that person. You feel me? Like, 3 months, 4, 5, 6 months ago, he gave records to a bunch of people. Like, he restructured the masters for a lot of people. But that was just signing NDAs. Let me sign a new NDA.
Right.
It's like, I don't think Diddy's going down, bro. And if he goes down, a lot of your favorite people are going to go down with him. It's not just Diddy.
I think you're muted, Jen. No? Okay.
Oh, you dirty bitch.
What you got? What you got?
The plot thickens.
Oh, no.
Somebody while we're live, somebody just tipped me off in the chat, and I said, let me do a quick Google. Look at this shit. I said, okay. The plot thickens. Let me share the screen. Well, in my Maleficent voice.
Oh,
Will
no.
you look at
Who's
that?
Who's that? What's going on?
Is that
Are you
50's
serious? Oh,
50 Cent
no.
reacts to Diddy being seen holding hands with Daphne Joy, who's the mother of his youngest child.
He smashes baby moms. Like, Diddy is, like, I'm telling you, calculated.
That is 50 Cent's youngest son, baby mother Daphne Joy.
I don't know what what the fuck is going on? This is like a damn anime series.
He impregnated Tupac's ex-girlfriend. Like, that's crazy. Like, the man is the man, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can't lie. Like, motherfuckers from fucking Harlem, bro. It's diabolical, but fuck. One man done all this shit in hip hop. Like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
So 50's reaction to it was like, it's no big deal. He says, nah, me and Puff fight over business shit. If he liked the girl, he liked the girl. I don't give a fuck.
That was balls. That was balls.
But Lily, we all know that's not what he meant, right?
Of course.
Nah, bro, that's not what he meant. Like, Diddy probably told her, let's bring the kid. I wanna go to a restaurant. Let's take the kid shopping. He probably took 50's son shopping. Like Diddy would do some right.
This is so tacky and trifling and just like an anime series.
It.
Let me tell you something. That's a dirty bitch.
Right. And you know this dude is on
Mayweather's camp, right? She was part of Mayweather's camp before she got over there. And then she dated, what's his name? Jason Derulo. That's a dirty bitch. But you know what? Those are the women they like.
Right.
I wonder how many uppercuts she has taken so far with Diddy.
Well,
he's kind of tapered them back, Tristan.
I mean, she's an IG model. Ain't nobody gonna believe her.
Yeah, but that was they're not together anymore.
Oh man,
He probably slutted her out, like call a couple of homies. Pretty sure he did that. Like I don't think he went. I don't think he went on some dope romance. Like he did what they did to Cassie. I'm telling you, bro.
I mean, I understand it. I understand if she didn't have a kid with 50, but she's forever tied to 50. They have a son together, a son, and you're gonna go and run around with Diddy? I don't see the attraction with Diddy. I mean, I know. Listen, I know it's the money. He got money. He's a mogul. But I look at Diddy and I fucking cringe. Like he looks evil, though. He looks like a dark person.
And the older he gets, and R. Kelly started looking like that too. The older they get, because let me tell you something about black men. Black men tend to look good, like as they age, like like a lot of, especially if they take care of themselves.
Thank you.
But but
Ron's just looking at him like, yo, why Ron look like he's looking downstairs?
Listen, Diddy and R. Kelly, the way they started aging and morphing into something really super gross, I was like, what is happening here? Did you notice that, Jen? Like over the years?
I posted a picture today on my Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Diddy look equal.
That picture I couldn't even look at. I couldn't even look at that picture. I saw what you posted. I was like, scroll. Yeah, you do the hard scroll. Yeah, and I don't even scroll.
I do agree with you with that, but when he came up with that hit, he said, "Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots, girl? What you?"
I saw that somebody was that's gone viral.
Bro, that should be the national anthem. I swear to God, if you want to bring somebody to America, put that song. I want to go to America. Niggas say America.
Yeah, they're doing TikTok videos to that.
He was
now.
in Ethiopia, I think. He was like, that guy's fucking crazy, bro. He was like, and they're not smart. They don't realize that they're self-snitching. They don't realize that like sometimes it's like I think people do evil and they can't wait to tell somebody about the evil. Like whatever those secrets, start hunting them. Because I know you guys.
I'm telling you, that is why Cassie was the wrong one to fuck with, because that chick probably saved everything. And her mother took pictures of when he beat her up. So, them pictures hit the internet. Woo!
Is Cassie biracial? Like, what's her background? Or Dominican? What is it?
It's not Dominican. She's some sort of Asian, some sort of some other shit and some other shit.
Yeah.
She's a victim. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Card for sure. She is a victim.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe that chick, but I can believe it. I'm just saying, like, 50's not somebody, if he's not somebody I would fuck with. And you know what I mean? I know these girls be desperate, but
she got balls. She got balls for sure.
That was my point. That's my point I'm trying to make. That she got balls because there's like, you know what I mean, hundreds of dudes that are famous and have good money in this business. Why Diddy? There are a lot of men that are making buku dollars in this business. Okay? Why Diddy? Dirty ass Diddy. Like, out of all the Jason Derulo is weird.
You don't even have to do anybody that's like a public figure. The executives are making a lot of money. You could have done one of them. Like, girl, what's the tea?
Yeah, but she's probably I'm sure that's her lane. Like urban. That's probably her lane.
I'm assuming Diddy stopped making certain rich white people money, and then they sit there and say, "We ain't protecting that ass no more."
Well, You have a point because I know eventually if he goes down, I know this is what people are gonna say. You know how like when back in the days they used to be like, oh, as soon as Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC, they went after Bill Cosby. Now you do have a point because Revolt TV was basically because Byron Allen, am I saying the right name? Byron Allen, the guy that owns the what's it called? He owns
Yes, Byron Allen. It's Byron
he
Allen.
owns the Weather Channel. He sued Comcast and he sued Time Warner because they didn't have a lot of like channels for black people or minorities. So by Diddy getting Revolt, it was like a big lawsuit that they won. Like basically, Time Warner didn't want to pay $9 billion, and they gave in I think it was like 27 different channels to different minorities. Now that lawsuit is back again. Like
What is
Comcast
on
is
Revolt?
currently being sued.
They got Diddy's ass right out of Revolt. They got his ass. He don't have a leg to stand on. They got his ass right up out of there.
What is on
They say he stepped down. They was like,
Drink Champs and Carisha Please and
the Breakfast Club.
Nothing I'll ever
syndicated.
watch.
the Breakfast Club.
I ain't gonna front. I used to watch State of the Union with fucking Joe Button. So there was a time that I used to watch it. So I ain't gonna front. Revolt was supposed to be for activists, for comedians, for the culture, and then it was bamboozled and it was like entrapped by Diddy because Diddy then put it as, I have a catalog of fucking bad boys. Let me use it as a catalog, and then yes, look at the name, Revolt TV. That's supposed to be a place that you're supposed to be watching the news, like Trayvon Martin, all of that.
Like a new BET. It was supposed to originally
It
be
was
like,
supposed to be, but then it got the same people, revolving doors, and then
it's another BET.
Wait, he said the State of the Union. You mean Joe Biden?
No.
You said Joe Biden.
no.
State of the culture. Sorry, State of the culture. My bad.
The culture.
I was like, State of the Union was on Revolt.
I
What
was about to say.
No, yeah,
I'm like,
it was. Remember that show with Remy Ma and
Yeah, it was State of the Culture. I don't know. It just went away. I don't know whatever happened to it. Just
Oh,
I,
y'all
thi- I
might
think
say
it was
me.
pandemic.
But
I think it was the pandemic. 'Cause
But
it
that's
was-
Diddy accommodating money to, people he knows, which is, hey man, that's business.
Yes, me too, Black Lexicon. When Diddy speaks, it makes me cringe. Just like watching him talk and his body language, and I used to love this man in the 90s. I can't believe I did, but
It's
I
funny because he was on the Breakfast Club and he was like, they trying to make me out to be like Big Red, and I was like, yo, at least he knows who he is.
Who's Big
'Cause
Red?
he is Big Red. He reminds me of Big Red so much.
Who's that?
I only
It's
know the gum.
a character in a movie called The Five Heartbeats.
Oh, the light skinned dude.
Yep, with the red hair.
Okay. I thought it was actually like an artist I never knew that was before my time.
Yeah, no. All right, guys. So that was our show. 5,000 subscribers. Woo!
Salutes, man. Congratulations. Yo, by the way, before y'all go, y'all, I feel like y'all went too hard on my girl Melissa. Why y'all went so hard on Melissa?
Anybody want to address that?
Yeah.
Why not?
I thought we took it easy, but okay. I thought
Melissa
we
doing
took
it
it
great. Yeah, I feel like my opinion is this. She was wrong for saying that at the wrong time. Like if somebody decides to go on a sports shows and talk about their throwback memories, I understand what she was trying to say. Like that's not the right place to talk about that. Also, read the room where everybody's going through like allegations. Mace is from Bad Boys, so I don't think Mace should even be talking like that. All right, get it. She shouldn't said the comments about like younger kids and stuff like that. Later on, Cameron basically spills out. Hey, he admitted that they were minors. So Melissa wasn't wrong the whole time. Yeah, the girls were minors, but he admitted that they were like 17 or 16 in 1993. They also now they're doing the revenge porn shit. Oh, you got paid $2,000 for sucking dick. That doesn't look good, Cameron. I love the 27 minutes of Cameron. That shit was amazing.
Again, it's you know what's funny? That we all from the fucking ghetto. We ghetto kids, right?
From the Bronx.
I don't know what happened over the last couple of years. We turned into a bunch of fucking Karens. Now it's like, oh my God, that shit, her saying that about them and them saying, bitch, you suck dick for $2,000, that was everyday conversations where we come from. I don't know what happened with social media. Then it's like, I've been dito. I don't know. When it happened to us?
Well, that was the secret. That should have been, that's like Vegas. You know, whatever happens in the Kit Kat stays in the Kit Kat.
Who's secret that? That was a secret.
That's some sucker shit.
Nah, but when you throw out insinuations and create narratives like that, all bets are off. We're not guarding your secrets because that'll be based on integrity. That'll be based on integrity and worrying how these secrets are going to damage you. I don't give a fuck about how your little narrative would damage me. So since we gonna play that game, guess what? You was getting railed out at the back of an IHOP for $2,000. Tell the world about that. Now it's a different conversation.
Let's go, Melissa.
Wait. I'll say one thing and I'll wrap this up right here. This is what I hate about our society right now and people. Motherfuckers want the freedom to say whatever the fuck they want to say about everybody and anybody at any given time, but they want to dictate what the retaliation, if there is any, should be. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Have a reaction.
Absolutely. Like you want to sit here and light the fucking light a pile of fucking newspaper on fire and pour gasoline in it, but you like, I hope the fire only contained in this area. I hope that we don't burn down this whole fucking house, even though I'm throwing fucking gasoline.
But let me ask you. But let me ask you a thing. Because I also feel like video vixens, like, yeah, she could have been a video vixen sucking dick for $2,000. That's a lot of money though for blowjobs. So shout out to her. Now in the early in the 90s, that's expensive blowjob. Like
per inflation, that's about $10,000.
Lily, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that, Lily. I'm clipping that.
No, it's about $10,000 right now per inflation.
Fuck yeah, shout out to her. Like even right now, that's a lot. But what I'm trying to say is like I feel like within hip hop, we're in the 50th anniversary. The reason why I started listening to hip hop as a Colombian kid that grew up in the Bronx was because BET Uncut used to have voluptuous women with big old titties, big old ass at 11:30 every night. And I used to wait Comic View, and it was because of the vixens. And then later on, I started listening to the rhymes and understanding the music. But they were pioneers of the genre. So I don't like the way people are just like, oh, bro, it's just a washed up video vixen. Nah. She is the video vixen. You know how many people in jail used to be like didn't have a baby mama and Melissa was there? Melissa is Melissa. Don't like. So I don't like the way people are like, oh, she just she has like.
Wait a minute.
What? Hold for a second, bro. Did you really buy that bullshit that she said that video vixens are the reason why hip hop was pushed to the next level? Are you really buying that?
Sex sells, and yes, if you pay me, let's say $1,000 for
Nas had big butt bitches in his fucking videos and shit like that. Like that's the reason why Nas became big. That's the reason why, I don't know, pick somebody. Jay-Z had a couple of scantily clad broads. I'm not even gonna lie, but he was pretty big before that. I mean, with Kane, Kane had a lot of fully clothed chicks in his video, if you kind of think about it. You know what I mean?
Yes, but then the reason why we look up to a lot of those rappers is because not only just the change, but it's the girl they be on. Like going back to the conversation, why they all date the same women? Because that woman could give you the status. Am I wrong? Like drug dealer.
I will concede to those big booty model girls are a part of hip hop culture. They are a part of it, right? They're a branch on the tree. But to say that they pushed the genre is a little ridiculous.
No, how?
This is how, because wealthy men have existed since the beginning of time, right? And I find it a little disingenuous that you're saying, oh, why are they treating them like that now? Then de cuando acá? When women of all races, shapes, and forms who sell pussy and sell their bodies have always been looked at as less than. Now we hit 2023 and we want to make these women Mother Teresa. Then cuando acá? When? Since when? I'm confused.
I will say this.
So now there's no, I'm gonna land it here, Haran. I'm gonna land it here. So now there's no differentiation from the common street hoe that's shaking and shaking from the girl that goes to college and is conservative. Now we're putting the video hoes, for lack of a better term, with the girl that has done everything right, has gone to college, is conservative, covers about now they're here. No, sir. I refuse. And I'm not even a conservative woman. You can't. No,
you can't. You're right, because that's when I feel like with Melissa, I also feel bamboozled. I used to think she used to be like Ebony K, like you mentioned. She was educated, law degree, etc. And all this time, she's just been parading as a biracial kid. That's literally, and I'm not saying that's powerful, but for her, that was the reason why she felt like, I love that Cameron mentioned I'm gonna call ICE, not ICE-T, Immigration Customs Enforcement. Because, bro, as the immigrant, one thing I hate the most is immigrants that think that they're better than black people. And you're not even, I get it if you're a European fucking immigrant. I get it. You're from fucking France. You from Canada? You from Toronto? And you think who the fuck are you? Like, that's Cameron, 30 years in hip hop. You know how many kids in school wanted to be part of Dipset because of how swaggy they are? Like, and I get it. There's a lot of men in hip hop that aren't unattractive like Russell Simmons. Who wanna fuck Russell Simmons? Look at that shit. Of course, you gotta give out the bands. Like, nobody wanna, like, a lot of these motherfuckers ugly, like fucking Busta Rhymes. All these men are unattractive men that you be like, damn, poor girl. She deserved those $2 grand, Because like,
not too much on Busta Bus. Not too much on Busta Bus, okay?
I will say this though: the only group of people who can swag around and say that without them, hip hop wouldn't be where it is right now is white people.
Oh shit! You put it up. The Jews with the money, the producers. I ain't going front. Those producers don't be getting
white people. If you extract white people from this shit, there's no white audience, white money,
and it'd be like a college kid from 1993 that learned how to sample. Like, I swear to God, that's a fact too. Like, what's the name of that Russian guy with the piano, the cokehead? What's his name? The one that wrote Scott Storch. That guy does drugs and comes back with a hit.
Yeah,
that like his family, like, please don't give him any drugs, and they're like, yo, please, can we just give like one? Let's give him one hit because he's just a genius, But hey, man, I know you're wrapping up the show, man.
We wrapping up. I just want to say about Melissa, more power to her. Joe gave her a great opportunity. Hopefully she lasts. I just think that she was just humbled. You know what I mean? Many years she paraded as better than the other girls. And Cameron
she was an immigrant. That's the worst part. Like I'm having this new thing that I want to push of like, do you think who's more American? Cardi B, who was born in the Bronx, or Nicki Minaj, who was born in fucking Trinidad and Tobago? Sometimes we don't like. I think I don't know. I'm not an American born, but I think there should be some type of respect if you was born in this country. And
tell you what. 1 second. How about you save that for the next show? Because we gotta go.
Who's more American?
I like that one though. Who's more American?
Yeah,
because Nicki Minaj is an immigrant. Like, at the end of the day, they're gonna look up.
Who's more Puerto Rican?
We gotta go, homie.
Nos vemos.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Who said nos vemos?
Yo español. I'm Colombian.
Oh no, I thought Haran said that's a Haran.
Haran, she wants you to speak Spanish. You gotta talk to Spanish on her. You see what you got? I'll teach you something.
Remember I wrapped it up now?
Hola, me llamo Haram.
You still got it?
He still got it.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I got it, but somebody bought the song. So I have to find a new song for you.
That's so funny. All right, well, we got to 5K. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you. We love you all. We mean that. Thank you for rocking with us. Here's to another 5,000 and some network shit, okay? All right, love us while we're here, because yesterday's post
And make
Not
sure to tune
today's
in.
price.
And make sure to tune into Sisterhood Sips every Sunday. We'll have a new episode this Sunday. On Monday, we have. When are you dropping the Kane interview? Is it next month or this month?
December 11th.
Okay, December 11th.
So December, watch Sisterhood Sips. We got over 2 million views in 1 month. Over 2 million views in 1 month for Sisterhood Sips. Doing some crazy lady talk over there. That's the wall you want to be a fly.
Your title's very provocative. Your title's very provocative.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So that is every Sunday. And then December 11th, I'll be dropping the interview with Big Daddy Kane. You can watch him December 10th and me in the audience of the Grammys 50th Hip Hop Tribute on CBS at 8:30 p.m. Then I'll drop the interview with him the next day. Okay.
Does he smell like cologne?
What?
What type of cologne does he wear?
I
like to smell rich people. I like to smell rich people.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
We are rolling.
Wait, before we leave, I just want to play the clip real quick with me and Big Daddy Kane. I was like, what? Real quick, the clip of me, Big Daddy Kane.
I'll be smelling celebrities. I like to know what celebrities thinks.
You smell celebrities?
Yeah, like, I don't even like give. I don't want an autograph. I just want to know how you smell. Some of them.
For some strange reason, I really believe you, man. I could really believe that you do some shit like that, bro.
I got a couple of them.
Well, I am going to tell you this, though, because, you know, I have a keen sense of smell. I'm kind of like that. Like, if I see a nice-looking guy and he's coming my way, I go, I have to, because I'm going to tell you something. If he doesn't have a good smell, I can't be with him. I don't care how far.
Nah, yeah, I judge your whole character, your whole shit. And if you drive a Nissan Altima,
what does he smell like?
You know, if you smell bad and you drive a Nissan Altima, I judge you. I'm sorry, I'm like that. If you drive, I don't think girls that drive Nissan Altimas.
Not an Altima. We're gonna come back and ask you the question about the Altima next show.
Okay, let me play the preview, and then we could get out of here. You guys gotta watch this. December 11th, I will drop the first part of the video of the interview, actually.
Do you call him Big Daddy or Daddy or Kane?
I call him Kane.
Oh, you should have said Big Daddy.
Yo, where's this conversation going, bro? What are we doing right now? What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I'm never gonna call no man Big Daddy Kane. That's crazy.
I call him Kane.
Like, yo, Big KD. What up, BKD?
BDK. Era icon is over. You're an icon of hip hop. Do you think that now the business is saturated and in 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we won't be talking about icons like the way we talk about you and Rakim and KRS-One, et cetera? Do you think that the era of the icon is over for hip hop?
I don't know. I know that right now, everything is, kind of resembles fast food in hip hop, but I can't sit here and say that the era is over. Even though they're not new artists, J. Cole, I believe, is going to be an icon. Kendrick Lamar, I believe, is going to be an icon. There are certain artists that I believe have that about them, that, their music is going to be remembered.
Do you think that Okay, December 11th.
Bro, I was dying because first of all, you was dressed like you went to a HBCU. You look like Nadeska. You know Nadeska. You look beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I was like, is that Nadeska? Like, what the fuck?
All right, I had on blue leather pants. But anyway, that drops December 11th. The first part drops December 11th, and you got to hear what he said about Bismarck. That paused me. Got to hear what he said about Bismarck. I was surprised. And I asked him a bunch of things about, the current state of hip hop and whole culture and blah, blah. So December 11th, I will be dropping the first part of that and little clips in between. If you follow me on the block with Jen and Gmail, please watch Sisterhood Sips. We got a new ep tomorrow, Lily? Sunday.
Yeah.
What's today? Saturday?
Friday.
Oh no!
Friday
okay,
night.
yeah, it's officially. Oh yeah, so it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. It's Saturday here on the East Coast. So
all right, so it's Saturday. That's what I call it, Saturday. All right, so then Friday for me because I'm on the right. All right, so Sunday, please watch Sisterhood Sips. Sunday are only 30 minutes long and they go fast, so you got to be on time. And we're always in the chat when you're watching, so we'll be there to answer questions.
Jen, the in-season tournament is in Vegas this weekend, so make sure there's ballers all around. Make sure, hey, NBA's in town. Make sure you go outside. Don't stay indoors. And go outside. Go outside. Get your jiggle on.
Yeah. But thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. The last thing I need is some 23-year-old just got some money.
Get your numbers up, girl. Get your numbers up. Change your
with a hard dick.
Man.
All right, guys. So we are out of here. Thank you. Thank you for coming up, Bo. Good night, guys. 5K to the block. Good night. Good night, Tristan. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door. Let's get it up to 6,000. All right, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. Bottom of my heart. Truly, madly, deeply. Good night. See you tomorrow. Don't forget Cash App On The Block with Jen if you want to support the show, and On The Block with Jen at Gmail if you want to suggest a topic or you want to come up on the panel. All right, guys. Good night.